Let's try this again. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Sim Racer Hub Truck Series coverage of NASRA. Tonight is the ButtKicker 200. We are at the virtual Homestead Miami Speedway. I'm Wesley Outland back here with you again after being off last week for other broadcast obligations, and I am so happy to be back also with the man that's been having some health problems for the last couple of over a month. William Tiller. William, it's great to hear your voice during pre-roll, and man, we're ready to have fun here tonight at Homestead Miami Speedway. I think the word you got to think of here for tonight's iRacing broadcast, 1.5 mile precision banking. We're going to see 2, 3, 4 wide of premium here this evening.
Oh, it's going to be absolutely fantastic. I miss having that championship race here every season here in NASCAR. Now it's in Phoenix. I wish it would come back to South Beach here at Homestead. We look at this awesome starting lineup we have here tonight.
Yeah, 21st is going to find Dan Hagan and Adam Newton, row number 11. There's your top 11 rows, row number 12, as the grid will pop up here for the next lineup. There we go. We'll find Ed Osborne and Adam Kentwell, row number 12, 28 and 10. Jeffrey Johnson, Lance Miller will make up row number 13. Row 14 will be Tim Hammond and Taylor Peacock as the field rolls off pit road. Brady LaBeouf along with Brandon Bullock, the top 30.
At the rest of the lineup right there, Donnie Lyons, James D. Morris, Chris Kynes, and Zach Hartwood rolling off in the 34th position here tonight. And Wesley, a lot of these drivers here tonight didn't get the chance to qualify. A few of them have a few probation issues, if you will, from last week's race. We look at the rest of the grid here. Curtis Rogers rolling off 35th. Brennan Broadfoot rolling off 36th. Raul Meza in that 37 machine will match that car number, rolling off 37th. TJ Moore and Blake Lothian will round out our starting grid here tonight. Wesley, let's get things on and popping here in South Beach.
It's going to be a fun time here for sure as we give you the lineup again as these drivers are prepared for one. Well, let's see the race distance here again tonight. We've got 150 laps on the 1.5 miles. Obviously, there's 3 stages. And again, we'll see where all of this shakes down. 81 degrees. Chance of a little precipitation, but I think we're okay right now. Partly cloudy skies, windy at 12 miles an hour, and again, 1.5 miles of this racetrack at the Speedway. Ready to bring the field to green here next time around, and again, this is round number 9 in the last 8 races of the season right now. Tyler Dittmer and Highline Racing's Jason Morales are right now 1 and 2 in the points lead, 76 back. 78 back is Sean Hamilton, 3rd in the points, along with a tie. Of course, Adam Newton is 4th, and Joey Stiers right now in the top 5. We're kind of in the meat and potatoes heart of the schedule now, if you will, on the run to the playoffs for Season 2. William Tiller. So this is where the cream rises to the top. This is where things get hot. It's oven mitt time, and you want to be successful in these latter races as we make a run towards the playoffs.
Oh, absolutely. You just named off 2 top dogs right there. Tyler Dittmer in that 34 machine goes from broadcast booth to points leader here in this series. Also, Jason Morales is coming off a chaotic win on Friday nights there to kick off that Concerns of Police Survivor Series. He's coming in with a lot of confidence. Let's see what those boys can do here tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, looks like they are going to put the lights on the pace truck for at least another lap, as it looks like they're trying to get some drivers into position here, get everyone Another lap on track. We'll try to do this again. Joey Steyer's the man that's on the pole. Fast qualifier, as we mentioned. What a run there for the driver of truck number 23. And of course, Joey Steyer's was the Nashville dash, or the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway dash winner. And since then, still trying to find victory lane, the driver for Rev Racing in the 923. He's actually got the 23 truck, but he's signed in as 923, as we'll get ready to put the lights off on the pace truck. This time by, alongside of Steyer's, will be Hunter Parsons. And of course, that's our one of our other broadcast analysts for Highline Racing in the Hobbytown number 15 machine. And, well, we got a couple of Toyotas right there flanked behind the Chevrolet on the pole with Steyer's, with Morales and Chu. We're ready to try to get this started again. So it's going to be Joey Steyer's and Hunter Parsons ready to bring us down to the green flag, as it looks like the lights are finally off on the pace truck. Pace truck will make the left-hand turn onto the pit lane. The field will approach the Geico restart zone for the initial start of this race. We are green flag. Stage 1 underway. 140 laps of racing for 150 miles. And you have a race here in the ButtKicker 200. Off into turn number 1. It's Joey Steyer's. He'll pull away behind the lead. 2x2 behind them, though, will, as they work off 2 in the opening lap. William, are you there, buddy?
Right here, we see that battle brewing up right there, Weston, between Brian Chu and that 51, Hunter Parsons and that 15. They're side by side off of 4 right there. Kerry Tribute lost pace for just a minute as Joey Steyer's going to lead the first lap here at Homestead.
It's 140 laps. We're in stage number 1 as the green flag flies. Joey Steyer's quickly up to the lead. Hunter Parsons in tow. Brian Chu, this is on board with that special paint scheme truck for Jason Morales. We'll get some more details on that if we can grab him during the caution flag. Kerry Tribute, they work their way in the corner into 3.
See right there riding on board last Friday night's winner there, Jason Morales in that 5. He won in that 1 machine that concerns the police survivor sponsor there, wins that title race, their first race of the season. Right now finds himself in a good spot, though we're single file under 1 and 2.
140 laps the distance here tonight of the ButtKicker 200 miles on the 1.5 miles. Stage 1 will go to lap number 35. Then we'll go to stage 2 on lap number 80. And then they'll race to the finish of that for lap number 140. 4 sets of tires. Fixed setup, obviously, on these drivers. 100% fuel capacity. No fast repairs. No incident points. Incident point DQ is 14. 3 attempts at overtime if need be. The leader, Steyer's, leads them back off into turn number 1.
And you see separation already brewing between the 15 machine and Hunter Parsons and the 3rd place machine of Brian Chu and that 51 machine. Also, you see separation between Joey Steyer's and that 23, starting to separate from the rest of the pack. He's going to take Hunter Parsons with him into 3 and 4. Hunter Parsons is going to go to the inside into 3 and 4. Hunter Parsons in that 15 is going to go to the low side, try to make a battle for the lead off of 4.
Yeah, going for a chance to try to go to the top spot here quickly and in a hurry, but still a lot of racing left to go here, especially in stage number 1. Coming up on a handful of laps to go in the opening start of this race. It's right now Steyer's. He is the man that's got a big lead over everybody, but for how long? Because his truck is very strong as they work off the back straightaway. Here comes now Hunter Parsons. He'll go to the outside. Chevrolet and Toyota battle into turn number 3.
Yeah, Steyer said the inside in that 23 machine. They're crisscrossing here tonight, swapping off that top grid position here off of 4. See battle for a second brewing up as well, but that 3rd place, that 4th place position as well. Nathan Maurer trying to get up there in that 971. You see him go to the inside into 1 and 2.
Up the bank end into corner number 1 and 2. Morales now way high up on the top side of the racetrack as the leaders work their way back to the corner. It's still Joey Steyer's. He's the leader in the number 23. Hunter Parsons, Kerry Tribute, Brian Chu, Jason Morales now. Here comes a battle for the lead again. Steyer's on the outside, battles back on Parsons out of 4.
Carson wants that penthouse position back right now as we're side by side down the front stretch. We're side by side for fourth as well. You see it right there, Jason Morales in the 5, Nathan Maurer to the inside of the 971. They're going to creep up on Brian Chu in that 51 machine. They got to be like TLC, no creeping here at Homestead as we're off the corner right now. Hunter Parsons trying to get a big run off that top side.
So down the back straightaway, here comes now Joey Doucette trying to crack into the top 5, making a move on Nate Maurer's truck up on the top side of the racetrack. Meanwhile, the battle still continues for the lead as they cycle off out of turn number 4. Parsons on the bottom, clears by Stiers. Here comes Tribune now. He's in third. Behind him, a gaggle of traffic. Doucette under attack by big storm of trucks. Chu, Maurer, Morales, Reeves, all in the top 10, and they're all in a gaggle out of 2.
Yeah, interesting to see this battle for the lead keeps raging on lap after lap, corner after corner. These guys do not know what lap it is. We're only 8 laps into this race, and right now we have that traffic jam, as you spoke of, Wesley, down the backstretch as well. But these leaders are still side by side into 3 and 4. Neither one of them wants to give up an inch here. Only 9 laps into this race.
Right there, side by side with one another as they work their way again off the corner here, out of turn number 4, up the banking into turn number 1. Stiers to the inside, Parsons on the outside. This battling continues for the top spot as we're right now closing in on 10 laps in stage number 1 of the ButtKicker 200 at Homestead. Everyone now. Here comes now Kerry Tribune. He'll make a run on Parsons for the bridesmaid spot as they work into 3 and 4. Parsons will battle now, but Stiers for the lead out of 4.
Yeah, you saw Kerry Tribune drift back just a little bit in that 7 machine. Now he's starting to catch the draft coming off the 15. He's going to go high side with the 15, go side by side with that 23 machine of Joey Stiers into the corner right now. Hunter Parsons in that 15, still trying to ride that high line, that Dale Jr. line, as I like to say, Wesley. Joey Stiers still leads us off the corner.
So it's Stiers in the Chevrolet number 23. He's got the top spot right now. Parsons flanked on the bottom. He'll now power to the bottom of the racetrack in the 3. He comes now after we carry Tribune. Tribune now watches intently on the front leaders. They now are side for side, stride for stride off turn number 4. Parsons on the inside. He'll have on by just a margin, almost a photo finish. If that was the race win, we would tell you it would be decided by 0-0-2, but it's not. The race rolls on. They're still door-to-door into 1.
Yeah, interesting to see this battle up here at the top. You also see Hunter Parsons right there. Hunter Parsons, Joey Stiers, Kerry Tribune, these 4 trucks as well. You also see Joey Doucette up there in the 16. Then you have about a second gap between these guys and Nathan Maurer in the 971. Already early separation here in this race. It's Joey Stiers in the 23 still leading by an inch as Hunter Parsons still creeping on the top side.
Look at this, down the start-finish line. Joey Stiers on the bottom. He's now trying to hold off Parsons and Kerry Tribune. He's in that Chevrolet number 923. Down to the inside of the racetrack, the green and black machine. Parsons, though, battles back up on the outside. And you're about to have a 4-battle truck for the lead as the 16 of Joey Doucette goes into the mix in the 3.
Yeah, the Joker trying to make a move here in the SimRacerHub.com Truck Series. He's been on fire lately in that 16 machine, whether it's on Friday nights or Monday nights. He's trying to get up to the battle for the lead. You see a side-by-side battle for a second right there between him and the 7 machine of Kerry Tribune. Joey Stiers, though, loves to see this in his rear view, though. If he can just clear that 15, get that pesky mosquito out of his hair as the 23 separates a little bit off the corner right there. 23 leads all by himself down the backstretch.
Somehow, some way, trying to hold them off as you see the awesome video images from Adam Flieger, our iRacing of Nazareth broadcast producer director, as they work off into the corner out of 2 to the backstretch. Now back off 4 to the front straightaway. Close it in on a dozen laps now. It is Joey Stiers, the leader, as they climb the banking back into turn number 1 and 2. There we go as we catch him again. Hunter Parsons now right there in the number 2 spot. They are working their way off the back straightaway as now Joey Doucette moves to the 2nd spot as they hit 2.
What a great shot that is here on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. You get that full shot of the entire field. Single file all the way down the grid, I'd have to say, Wesley. Right now, the 23 machine, Joey Stiers, still leading the way. Big names in this field, though, as I said, had some penalties, if you will, from last week's race. Didn't get a chance to qualify in, so a lot of guys going to have to make some moves up here at the top. But right now, it's the 23 leading the way.
Yeah, it's still the 23 of Joey Stiers. He's in that top spot. Got a nice run going for him here. The Joey show between Joey Stiers and Joey Doucette. Hunter Parsons is in third. They're all single file now in tow, but at least behind the top 5, top 6, top 7. Behind them, it is a gaggle of traffic as the leaders work off forward.
Yeah, one of those names that I mentioned right there, Brian Broadfoot in that 22 machine. He's up 16 spots. Ray LaBeouf, the boss man, he's up 11 spots. And Brandon Bullock in that 17 truck is up 17 spots from the drop of the green flag. Moving and shaking in this race so far. And I have to mention our colleague here at the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. He is moving and shaking in this race, up 6 spots from the drop of the green flag, Mr. Jacob Reeves.
Another driver climbing with the name Brandon, like Brandon Bullock is Brandon Broadfoot. He's in the top 20 also. He's climbed 16 positions. So those are some of your high climbers of the race. Some of the guys falling back in the race. Obviously, Cody Knott, 16 negative spots right now. 7 laps down for the driver there with some drivers on the racetrack. We're rolling here in stage number 1 of the ButtKicker 200. It is the leader, Joey Stiers, up in front. There you see them. Second right there behind is Joey Doucette. Kerry Tribune, Hunter Parsons losing ground of the leaders. And while that goes on, the draft is picking up from the top 5 on back to the top 3 as they work into 3 behind those drivers that are first and second leading off the corner.
Yeah, Kerry Tribune's going to go to the top side there, but you see Joey Cyrus, he's under fire from the Joker in that 16 machine. How about going the inside off of 4? He'll think about it again into 1 and 2. No, he'll slide that nose right behind that back bumper as we jump to the battle for second going on right now. You see Hunter Parsons, Kerry Tribune, Nathan Mowers thinking of making it a 3-wide party off the corner. No, it's still going to be side by side for third down the backstretch.
The Rev Racing entry, Joey Stiers up in front right now, taking it to the driver of the number 16 for Misfit Motorsports, the NRE Power Systems, Joey Doucette machine. They're right now 1 and 2, but not for long. Down to the front straightaway off turn 4. Side by side for the lead as they work on lap number 20, going back to the corner. Stiers on the outside. He's up in the marbles. Doucette to the bottom. He can't clear him yet as they're still going to work and clear him now as a 2. Here comes Doucette now. He'll clear him as they work the back straightaway.
And the Joker gives him a ha as he passes the 23 machine. Joey Doucette takes us into 3 and 4 like a rocket right now, separated from that 23. Jump back into the battle for 4th, raging on right now between the 15 of Hunter Parsons, the 971 and Nathan Maurer. See Brian Chu also in that shot as well, and look at Jake the Snake. He is making moves as well. Think about going to the inside of the 971 into the corner.
15 laps to go here in stage number 1 of the ButtKicker 208. Maurer now, he's in the top 5. He's mired with Parsons. He's the meat in the sandwich also with Jacob Reeves, one of the guys we've had in the booth call racing with us. Brian Chu in the top 7. That goes on to the backstretch going to 3.
Yeah, the 971 Nathan Maurer inched up the racetrack there through that back bumper in front of the 51. 51 had a bit of a run going on there. You see the 971 though struggling on the low side, gets loose just a little bit on that corner, has to regain that composure off of the corner. That's going to stack up to 57 behind him right there as we rage on here. 21 laps into this race.
It is Joey Doucette, the leader. He's the man at the top spot, the 16 machine. Joey Stiers right there in tow. He's in second spot. Now, the interval is close to 2 seconds back, if you will, from the leader to third spot. That is where you find Kerry Tribune, right there on the top of the screen to the upper left. He's in the number 7 machine. Hunter Parsons, at one time, who was battling for the win in the early start of stage 1, is now fell almost 2.5 seconds back in 4th. 2.25 seconds back is Nate Maurer in your top 5. Then it's Brian Chu, Jacob Reeves, Steve Barnett, Jason Morales, and Justin White, your top 10. And that interval from the first to 10th spot is almost 4 seconds as the leaders of the back straightaway.
And you just spoke about it, Wesley. Some separation happening early on in this race, but we only have about 15 laps to go here in stage number 1. Lap 35 is when that stage 1 will be completed. And you see they're going to go single file around the corner. That's being led by Hunter Parsons in that 15. Curious to see the 15, though, not having the same speed he had to start this race, and now leading a big train of drivers in the corner.
So it's Joey Doucette, the man still up in front. Look at Parsons now. Hunter Parsons up the hill. The man out of Green Bay, Wisconsin, down to the inside. Here comes Nate Maurer on the bottom, the 971 machine. He, of course, drives for Brute Force Motorsports. He battles now alongside the 15 of Highline Racing's Parsons. All this goes on with Brian Chu looking on in that DSR electric number 51 for Swim. They come to the line. We're closing in on 10 remaining here in stage 1.
set. Joey Stiers, the Joey party, as you mentioned, Wesley. They're loving to see this out of their rear view. Already have a lead of about 2 seconds in this race as those battles keep going on inside the top 10. You see Hunter Parsons now slip down to 5th, although he just put forth one of the best lap times so far with a 33.46 here on the racetrack.
So far, no harm, no foul, no problems forever for the driver right now. Joey Ducetti had a battle earlier with Stiers and company. Hunter Parsons, as I mentioned at one time, was in that mix, and now he is in a gaggle of traffic, trying to hold off a couple of Toyotas and Chevrolets, of Brian Chu, Jacob Reeves, and Justin White. That's that gaggle of traffic with Barnett also in tow as they work their way on the back straightaway out of 2.
Down the backstretch right now, they are bunched up 2 by 2 by 2. We have pod racing going on here right now as Jacob Reeves in the 57 machine. He's going to try to inch that all black Maconi setup shop truck to the front as he's going to inch just a little bit right there. You see the 15 note. Caution's out on the racetrack.
Yellow flag will come out before the end of stage number 1. We got a couple of trucks in the fence. Oh my goodness, trouble down there as the 21 has got caught up in it. The Miller High Life Bobby Allison throwback colors, if you will. That's the driver of Lance Miller. Some other drivers collected as we see all of this on the back straightaway. Chris Blanchard, the number 9, into the fence with help from the 70. Oh boy, man, oh man. Well, you see Blanchard turned around, and there you see, is that the 82, Adam Newton? Yeah, he had nowhere to go.
Yeah.
I want to say it might have got started with a 79, giving him a hook. It's taking Blanchard out. Yeah. Is that Donnie Lyons? Can we see another angle of it? I think the 79 is the one that hooked. That got into Blanchard here. We'll see the replay. Then obviously Osborne and some other drivers there. Nowhere to go. Yeah, there's Donnie Lyons, as I mentioned. And there it is right there. William, the right hook. Blanchard nowhere to go into the fence. Donnie Lyons turns him. And then you see what happened with the other drivers down at the bottom of the racetrack to put us under the first Serve Pro caution of the race here in the ButtKicker 200.
Yeah, Wesley, and every time I see a driver make that move, whether it's coming off of 2 or onto the front stretch where you throw that back bumper in front of that truck behind you, it has to be so precise, has to be so on time, or you get just exactly what we saw there. We saw the 971 throw a block on the 15 in the same way. Unfortunately for those drivers, in our first caution of the night, didn't work out the same way.
So the caution is out. By the way, the caution flag brought to you by Serve Pro. Fire and water, cleanup and restoration. Restoring everything that has been old things new again. And we see what just took place there. It's a tough break because we had some really good racing going on, Will, before the incident happened. Here's a look at the point standings. I kind of hinted on it earlier. You see the point standings as they stand right now, with obviously Tyler Dittmer, the man up in front. Joey Stiers in the second position. Robbie Richards is third. Then you've got now this, by the way, is point standings. If you were William, if there was playoff points being added. So hang on a minute. I think we got a new screen popping up here. There we go. So that's counting the wins. Now the overall points, thanks to Sim Racer Hub, has got Tyler Dittmer, Jason Morales, Sean Hamilton, Adam Newton, and Joey Stiers, your top 5. But again, when the points reset here, William, this is the way it shakes out because remember, you win a race, you automatically go to the playoffs. And right now we've got 5 of those drivers that no matter what happens tonight or for the rest of the season, they're going into the postseason.
Yeah, absolutely. And you see our points leader right there, Tyler Dittmer, in that 34 machine. You won't see him here in tonight's action. Taking the week off here. Don't blame him. As you just mentioned, he's already locked into those playoff races.
He can.
He can take a few of those races off there. So right now, it's just a battle of who else wants to be in the playoff races. And Wesley, you talked about we're in the meat and potatoes of the season. We only have one more race before the All-Star break. So somebody get the job done here in the SimRacerHub.com Truck Series. Yeah,
that's exactly right. So we'll have to obviously keep an eye on that again as we're still under the yellow flag. It looks like we're probably going to get the one-to-go indication here this time by. The lights will go off on the pace truck, and we'll try this again. So let's reset it for you. Here in the ButtKicker 200, by the way, as the field will be coming back to the Geico restart zone, and we'll get ready to go back for the green flag with now 28 of 35 laps completed. Joey Doucette is the leader. Joey Stiers on the front row. They're right there alongside one another. Second spot is Stiers, as I mentioned. Row 2, as I was going to say, Kerry Tribune and Nate Maurer. Row number 3 will find Jacob Reeves and Hunter Parsons, a couple of guys we've worked with in the booth in the past for NASRA competition on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. Brian Chu and Justin White will climb into the top 10, along with Robert Richards and Steve Barnett. So Barnett and Richards in your top 10. As the lights are off on the back straightaway, pace truck will come to the pit lane. That'll wrap up our Serve Pro caution, William Tiller. And we've got about a 7-lap shootout before we end stage number 1 here at Homestead.
Yeah, locking in some of those awesome bonus points here. You need those, as we had a driver miss out on the championship races by 1 point last year. So keep in mind here, every little point counts. Right now, as the Joker, the 16, Joey Doucette, and Joey Stiers will take us to drop of the green flag.
Field comes back to the Geico restart zone. That will wrap up our Serve Pro caution. We are back under the green flag here tonight at Homestead, Miami. Doucette on the restart. They thought about going 3 wide here in that precision bank into the racetrack. You go from the bottom, work your way to the top. You can see 2, 3, 4 wide. Not yet, though. They go back single file, top 4 off of 2.
4 off of 2 right now, single file lane right now. I call it the Nokia snake game here into 3 and 4 as Joey Stiers thinks about going high side. No, Joey Doucette will inch up the racetrack. Throw that block in the middle. Will jump back just a little bit right now as Robbie Richards and Justin White are battling out as well. Hunter Parsons under fire from Nathan Mount in 971. You already see positions under fire into 1 and 2.
Robert Richards and White right there alongside one another as they work their way back off into the corner. Maurer will go to the top of the racetrack. That's the blue and red machine, the 15 at the bottom. He's got now also Reeves there. That's the battle with Parsons and Reeves coming after Maurer as they work the back straightaway. They are slicing and dicing like they're snaking in Indianapolis into turn number 3.
Big moves out of position. As you see Justin White trying to go to the inside of the 48 of Robbie Richards. You'll see if he can inch that nose just a little bit there off the corner. You also see Jacob Reeves in this shot as well. The 57 is trying to get around Hunter Parsons in the 15. But Wesley, as you mentioned, it's a long race here tonight. 140 laps. You don't want to wreck your truck just yet. No fast repairs here in this series. Keep in mind as we're off the corner.
And back off the corner again as we again continue to watch all of this transpiring, watching them work off the corner to the back stretch into turn number 3, closing in on 3 to go here in stage number 1. Joey Doucette, the leader. Joey Stiers in second. Maurer, Tribune, Parsons. There's your top 5. They work the back stretch. Now they're on the front straightaway, and everybody is now single file going back to 1.
File again here in the ButtKicker 200 at Homestead. You see Jacob Reeves with a huge run in the middle lane on that corner. Again, he's going to get stopped by Hunter Parsons in that 15th. Think about going inside. No, still single file all the way down to about the 10th position down the backstretch here into 3 and 4. You see Jacob Reeves thinking about making a move on Hunter Parsons, but our leader right now, Nathan Maurer, is trying to catch up to Joey Stiers and Joey Doucette. We forgot about him, Wesley. He's cleared the field, crossing the start-finish line into 1 and 2 as our leader.
Yeah, Joey Doucette is in his own world right now. Got a big lead, about almost a half a second over the driver of Joey Stiers. Stiers has lost ground on the 16. The Joker is the man up in front, and we're closing in on the end of stage number 1. Final couple of laps left. Joey Doucette works his way down the back stretch, heading into turn number 3. He'll see 1 lap to go here in stage 1 at Homestead as he works out of turn 4.
As the Joker finally gets the Rule Gotham all by himself, he is off of 4, clearly in the lead. Joey Stiers trying to get some points out of this stage. Doesn't look like he'll have enough here as 1 to go in stage number 1 in the ButtKicker 200. Looks like we have our final results here, Wesley, in this stage because we are so gapped out all the way down to about the 10th position as we're down the backstretch.
Yeah, it looks like that's the way how everything will shake out as they work their way down the backstretch for the final time. Any other movers or shakers grinning or ready to make a move right now as it stands right now? Some drivers trying to make a run on the machine of Reeves. Then you got White and Chu battling for the top 10 spots, but it's going to be Joey Doucette coming off of turn number 4. He will see the yellow flag at the end of stage number 1 here at Homestead in the ButtKicker 200. Joey Doucette will win stage number 1. Joey Stiers will be second. Nate Maurer third. Kerry Tribune, Hunter Parsons, Reeves, Richards, White, Chu, and Hess will all rack up some points. 10 points for first. 10th place gets 1 point. That's the way they read them down here. Is it again your stage 1 winner from Oakland, Maine, Joey Doucette.
Yeah, Wesley, looking at Joey Doucette, the Joker, winning this stage. I also look at some other names that finished inside the top 10 in that stage. Justin White up 2 spots in the drop of the green flag. Robbie Richards up 5 spots. Jacob Reeves, we've mentioned his name a few times here tonight. He's up 7 spots in the drop of the green flag. Hunter Parsons, though, down 3 spots in the drop of the green flag. Looked like he was losing some speed there in the end of that stage, Wesley. So keep an eye out as this race plays out.
So Joey Doucette will pick up stage number 1 when it's all said and done. Let's step away. We'll take a break. When we come back, our colleague William Tiller will grab Joey Doucette and get his thoughts, as right now he's the man that's the top dog in the ButtKicker 200 here at Homestead. This is coverage of the NASRA Sim Racer Hub Truck Series on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. And obviously the leaders are coming for pit stops, and we will give you an update on that when we return in a moment. Copy that. Hey, welcome back to coverage of the NASRA 360 Racing Network. It's race number 9 of Season 2 of the NASRA Sim Racer Hub Truck Series in the ButtKicker 200. I'm Wesley Outland. William Tiller alongside Adam Flieger is working on broadcast production. And it looks like, I believe my colleague William Tiller has caught up with Joey Doucette, the winner of stage number 1.
Yes, sir. Catching up with the Joker right now. Joey, you win stage number 1 here. Had to climb up to the top of the grid, but once you did, you separated. Tell us about the race so far.
It's going good. I just love this track, and I think a lot of tires guys burned up their stuff. Maybe they were saving some stuff, but needed to run hard to see what that last run's going to be. Tires are looking good, and hope they can kind of stay green. We had that one caution during the stage, but hopefully we can get some more green flag laps here.
Without giving away any secrets here tonight, what's going to get the job done to put that 16 in victory lane?
Try to stay out front and stay out of the mischief, and stay on the bottom and try to be there at the end, and just have great pit stops too. So
as we have you up here in the booth, anybody you'd like to shout out with that stage win? You did grab those 10 bonus points as well.
Yankees Communication, Blanchard's Cohen, and Chris Blanchard, my team of Misfits. Just like to thank those guys, and hopefully we can get a good finish here.
All right, Joey, we appreciate you taking the time with us, my man. Good luck the rest of the way, and hopefully we talk to you in victory lane.
All right, appreciate it, guys.
There's the thoughts of the driver out of Oakland, Maine, Joey Doucette, Chevrolet number 16. Picking up stage number 1. Of course, it's the driver for the NRE Power Systems, Misfit Motorsports is entering Chevrolet. And, well, Then we're ready to go now for stage number 2. This race will go from lap number 35 to lap 80. So when we get to lap number 80, we'll have stage number 2. This is the way they shake them down here. About 25 minutes in race sim time right now. Chris Blanchard obviously is the leader. He's been the strong man so far. 28 minutes in race time. Jacob Klinkhart is second. Taylor Peacock is third. How about that, William Tiller? Up 25 spots to now be in the number 3 spot as we get ready for a restart. Joey Doucette will fire off from the stage 1 winner in 4th. And Joey Stires right there behind him in the top 5. Pace truck drops onto the pit lane. Here comes the field back in the Geico restart zone. They look over the flag stand. Green flag goes back in the air. Stage number 2 going to lap 80 is underway as they'll center off into turn number 1 with Blanchard on the whole shot of the Toyota number 9.
Yeah, Chris Blanchard in that 9 is going to get that whole shot as mentioned. Taylor Peacock, though, is going to jam up that inside lane in the 81 machine's going to cause a lock jam. That's going to cause the 9 machine to really separate down the backstretch here. You see the movers and shakers. Joey Stires in that 23 already back up to second. He's going to try to make a move on our leader off of 4.
By the way, this is the start of the Glass Mechanic stage number 2 here for the NASCAR Sim Racer Hub Truck Series. We're excited to announce that Glass Mechanic has jumped on board as an entitlement sponsor for the Stage 2 Series. So again, thanks again to Glass Mechanic. We'll have a full read about that business at the end of stage number 2. As right now, Chris Blanchard in the ButtKicker 200 is the new man up in front as they work the back straightaway.
But you see Joey Stires in that 23. He is a man on a mission. Joey Doucette, the Joker, the stage number 1 winner, has caught that draft of the 23. He's going to try to follow along. Jacob Klinkhart in that 1. He's right there as well on that back bumper. He's going to try to hitch a ride on that fast train that is the 16 as we cross that start-finish line into 1 and 2.
Nate Maurer making some bob moves down to the inside, diving to the inside of the racetrack, making a move on Peacock, trying to clear around Peacock. All this is going on as they work into turn number 2. And while this happens, Blanchard from worst to first. Remember, he was involved in the only serve pro caution in stage 1 in the fence, getting turned by Donnie Lyons. He's worked his way back from the proverbial bad luck to the top of the mountain, leading off turn 4 as massive cloud cover works over the virtual Homestead Miami Speedway down the front straightaway.
As I just saw the Joker try to make a move to the inside of the 23 of Joey Stires. Joey Stires, though, is going to get lock jam behind the 9 of Chris Blanchard into the corner. He's going to go low side to try to push that 16 along to try to get around that slow car right there. I say slow because they're working on equipment that's 10 laps older. The 9 machine of Chris Blanchard is right now. He's losing speed on the racetrack. Joey Stires trying to go 2 for 1 right now. He makes the move on the 9. He gets past the 9. Now he's trying to go for the 16 into 3 and 4. A little BOGO action here at Homestead.
What a big run there coming off that corner off the turn number 4 down to the front straightaway. Joey Stires, he is the man that's up in front, but not for long. Joey Doucette, stage 1 winner, trying to get the Glass Mechanic stage 2 at Homestead as they work side by side out of turn number 2.
Stage 2 will come to an end on lap 80, so it's still a long way to go here in stage number 2. These drivers don't know that, though. They're side by side for the race lead into the corner. We're side by side for a second as well here at Homestead. You see the 16 is going to get very close to the 23's door as we're off the corner. Wesley, things are getting crazy up here at the lead as we cross the start-finish line into 1.
Across the start line, it's Joey Stires. He is the man that is leading the top spot now as they work their way back off out of the corner here in the Sim Racer Hub ButtKicker 200. Joey Doucette is in second. Hunter Parsons in third. There's the interval there as it was almost about a half a second. Not for long as here comes Parsons and Maurer swallowing up the top 2 of Stires and Doucette as we approach lap 50 off turn 4.
Yeah, you watch that battle between Kerry Tribune and Chris Blanchard. Chris Blanchard's finding himself on Levis Island up there. Nobody wants to work with him as he is slipping down the grid all the way down to 7th position right now, but we jump back up to the lead. The 16 machine of Joey Doucette, the Joker, still under fire by the 23 of Joey Stires. You saw that back and forth there in stage number 1. Now we're right back to it. 1-2 on the racetrack. Joey Stires goes to the inside into 3 and 4. Westland, we have quite the battle here as we're going to rage off of corner number 4. These two guys look like the only trucks on the racetrack because they keep battling one another as we're off of 4.
Yeah, they certainly do right now, watching this happen as they work off the corner out of turn 4 back to the start-finish line. Joey Doucette now back to the point. Stires is in second. Parsons is right there leading a gaggle of traffic as Adam Flieger shows them storming off of turn number 2. The top 2 are pulling away, but they're also being swallowed up by the top 3, and they work their way to the back straightaway behind them.
You see that shot there down the backstretch here. If you're watching along with us here on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network, or if you're listening along with us as well, we've seen this go on in stage number 1. Now in stage number 2, the leader starting to separate there. The Joker there, Joey Doucette in the 16, has now found his Emperor's new groove around this racetrack as Joey Styres now starting to fall back just a little bit. But we heard from Joey Doucette, Wesley, this could be that saving equipment factor that he talked about there in that interview. We'll watch as we go into corner number 3.
Watching all this happen, the Mackinac, Illinois driver Joey Styres right now. The green mean machine is what they call that truck. He was the Nashville, if you will, showdown winner, Clash at Nashville winner. And right now he is trying to close in on Joey Doucette. We're closing in also on 30 laps to go here in stage number 2. It's presented by Glass Mechanic in the ButtKicker 200. And right now there's your leader, single file down the back straightaway.
Single file down the back straightaway as we ride on board the 23 machine of Joey Styres, rocking out of Mackinac, Illinois. Has come on fire here. Wesley started out as a part-time driver, won a couple races there, felt confident in his abilities, became a full-time driver. That 23 machine, one of those drivers to watch out in those playoff races. But here we go, the 15 machine of Hunter Parsons worked his way back up into the top 3 as well, but he is off the pace. You see that 971 and Nathan Maurer carry tribute in the 7. They'll round out the top 5 as we're off the corner. You see more battles on the racetrack, Wesley.
So right now it's Joey Doucette, the leader. Joey Styres, Hunter Parsons, Nate Maurer, Kerry Tribute, your top 5. Look at this battle now between Barnett battling along with James Morse. All of this happening inside the top 15. James Morse, Chris Blanchard. Remember where Blanchard was, up in the front of the start of the green flag of the Glass Mechanic Stage 2 here at the ButtKicker 200 at Homestead. Now he's fell all the way back behind the top 15 as they work their way into 3 and 4.
Worked his way inside the top 15. Indeed, Wesley, looking at official scoring right now. Brady LaBeouf, the boss man, up 20 spots. Jacob Klinkart up 12 spots. Jacob Reeves up 5 spots. You slide down just a little bit more. Taylor Peacock up 17 spots. And James D. Morris up 20 spots here at Homestead. These drivers have the speed. Do they have the ability, though, to check our leaders, the 16 of Joey Doucette and Joey Styres, and that 23 machine? We'll wait and see here. 53 laps in to the ButtKicker 200.
The ButtKicker 200 here tonight, round number 9. As we mentioned on the series, coming off of that crazy race at Martinsville, thanks to Michael McKinnon and Jacob Reeves for calling that for us, as William Tiller was still ailing with medical issues. And I was on assignment for other broadcast obligations at Martinsville. Understanding, though, William, that was a very interesting, intriguing race. There was a lot of penalties and DQs and losses of points and some craziness at Martinsville at the paperclip. And now we go from a, half-mile short track that's wild to a precision banking track like here at Homestead. And for the most part, everybody's kind of been minding their P's and Q's for the most part. There's only one caution came out in stage 1.
Yeah, as I mentioned to start off the broadcast here tonight, some of those drivers didn't get to qualify. Some of those drivers are eaten up by that first caution of the night. Here, other guys, though, have made some moves. As I mentioned, you see Hunter Parsons in that 15. He's trying to get back up to the grid right now. Joey Styres in that 23. He's in second. Joey Doucette, the Joker, still leading the way here. Lap 55 in the ButtKicker 200. You also see Robbie Richards in that 48. He's down in the 6th position. So a lot of moving and shaking here, Wesley, but no moving and shaking up at the top of the grid.
And right now in the Glass Mechanic Stage 2 here at Homestead, it's Joey Doucette continuing to be the man to lead the way. Right there you see his truck. He's the man that won Stage 1. We heard from him with our William Tiller at the end of Stage 1. And deja vu, a little bit of history repeating right now with under 25 to go in Stage 2, presented by Glass Mechanic. Joey Styres is in second. Hunter Parsons is third, but behind him, Nate Maurer, Kerry Tribute in the top 5, and also Robert Richards looking in as they work off the corner.
Yeah, as the field starts to get more together here, you start to see that equipment basically wear down here in stage number 2. Joey Doucette, Joey Starr still leading the way, but we see a battle right now. That's the 42 truck right there of Steve Barnett. He's trying to make a move on the 47 of James D. Morris, who's a big mover here in this race. They're going to go side by side off the corner. This is a battle for the 12th position here on the racetrack, trying to crack inside the top 10, 57 laps in.
Joey Doucette right now, the man again for Misfit Motorsports, continuing to lead the way. Joey Stiers right there again for the Rev Racing team is 1 and 2. Hunter Parsons right there behind him in 3rd spot, the 15 for Highline Racing. Nate Maurer again, the 971 for Brute Force Motorsports, and your top 5 is Kerry Tribune in the number 7 for Brute Force Motorsports. So for the most part, 4 out of the top 5, if you will, have different teams representing here at Homestead as we're approaching lap 60, William.
Yeah, lap 60 is near here at Homestead. Joey Stiers is loving the view there in 2nd, although he is not loving the view of Joey Doucette, the Joker, still separating off the field. He might be the man to beat here tonight. Our stage number 1 winner here, rocking that Misfits Motorsports paint scheme on that 16. Driving out of Oakland, Maine right now. He's trying to put one in the bag. He's trying to make sure he's locked into those playoff races as we're off the corner down the backstreet.
Yeah, Joey Doucette come into tonight's race 15th in the points, 153 back tied with Raul Meza behind Tyler Dittmer, the points leader. However, if he could win this race, put him up into the playoffs, as we mentioned that 1W on the screen when we showed the point standings, it signifies you're going to the postseason. Right now, 5 drivers are in. We're approaching now lap number 60 next time around, and it is right now Joey Doucette and Joey Stiers, the Joey Show here at Homestead. But right now, Doucette is the man of them all as they work the backstretch.
20 laps to go here in stage number 2. This is the Glass Mechanics stage number 2 here. Happy to have them on board as Joey Stiers all by himself there in 2nd. You see 3rd place position though. That's Hunter Parsons in that 15. Nathan Maurer, caution's out though. Caution out on the racetrack. Our second
yellow
caution.
Flag. Another Surf Pro caution will come out over the Speedway. We'll find out what happened, and we're thinking it might be the 71 machine of Zach Hartwick with a problem in his truck. We'll find out as we'll get everybody back into place. Brian Chu, the 51, as the yellow flag will fly. And let's take a look here. Looks like Dan Hagan maybe, and the 20 of Jose Luis Rivera. We're right there alongside, and there you see what happened there. It happened on the backstretch between Lyons and Blanchard, and now we kind of see the same exchange with Rivera and Hagan to put us under the yellow flag for the 2nd time. Look at it as they come off turn 4. The red truck, the NASA truck, 39, Dan Hagan, and the 20 truck race lap entry, Chevrolet, that's Jose Luis Rivera. And again, William, what's your take of what happened here as we go into play?
Yeah, let's check it out here. And you see Dan Hagan's going to start to slide up the racetrack right there, get in that danger zone lane, as I like to say. You see the 20 machine of Jose Luis Rivera. He's right there as well. But it's going to be all a solo dolo action there. Shout out to Kid Cudi, because you see Dan Hagan's going to get sideways all by himself right there. A little bit of an overcorrection of the steering wheel, and he's just going to overcorrect right into the 20 of Jose Luis Rivera down that backstretch.
Yeah, dirt tracked it off the corner there for Dane Hagan, and that's what caused the yellow flag to come out over the Speedway for the 2nd time here in the Glass Mechanics stage number 2 here at the ButtKicker 200 with 61 laps completed. I don't see anybody coming down to the pit lane. Obviously, we'll get them re-racked and restacked. There you see again, dirt tracks it off the corner. Dan Hagan fishtails, loses control, slams the outside safer barrier into Jose Luis Rivera. He had nowhere to go, and there you see the end result of what just happened on the pole instant replay.
Yeah, and I think for Jose Luis Rivera in that 20, he's going to have some damage to that truck, but I don't think it's going to be a KO damage situation there. I think he's going to be able to run some laps here tonight, maybe scrape out a good finish in this race. But for that 39 of Dan Hagan right there, that's got to be heartbreaking here coming to the end of stage number 2. You get loose all by yourself. You put heavy damage on that 39.
Right now, Joey Doucette is the leader. Joey Stiers is in 2nd spot. Hunter Parsons is 3rd. Nate Maurer 4th. Kerry Tribune is currently your top 5. Robert Richards is in 6th. Jacob Reeves is 7th. Justin White is 8th. Brady LaBeouf, the high climber now so far, up 20 spots in 9th. And Steve Barnett, his Toyota, rounded out the top 10. Let's give you the full field rundown since we're under the caution flag. There's your top 10 so far here at Homestead, William.
Yeah, you see the 11th position right now is occupied by James D. Morris in that 47 machine, up 21 spots from the drop of the green flag. 10 machine, Adam Cantwell is currently in 12th. Jacob Klinkar, we talked about his move in here tonight. He is in the 13th position. Brennan Broadfoot in that 22. He is to the 14th position, up 22 spots from the drop of the green flag. Brandon Bullock in that 17 is going to occupy the 15th position. Ed Osborne in that 28 is going to occupy the 16th position. Jason Morales, we saw him up there in the top of the grid. He's sliding a little bit here in this race down to 17th. Taylor Peacock in the 81 and 18th position. And rounding out our top 20, Tim Hammond in that 69 and Curtis Rogers in that 65.
There's your top 20 right now. 21st position we'll find Zach Hartwick. Kyle Hest is in 22nd. Chris Kynes is 23rd. Cody Knott is back on the lead lap in the 24th spot. Brian Chu is right now your top 25. Then you've got drivers like Stephen Thomas in 26th. Derek Kilgore 27th. Adam Newton is 28th. Jeffrey Johnson is 29th. The last truck in his Ford, number 33 on the lead lap. Everyone else in the top 30 on back a lap down or more, which includes Dan Hagan and Chris Blanchard, one lap down. Then it's going to be Jose Luis Rivera, Donnie Lyons, Raul Meza, Sean Hamilton, Tyler Daniels, and Lance Miller. Blake Lothian attempted to start the race but did not take the green flag. And again, TJ Moore is the obviously race director for NASRA, along with Brady LaBeouf and Cody Knott. We welcome you to coverage on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. Tonight is the ButtKicker 200 for round number 9 of the season 2 of the NASRA Sim Racer Hub Truck Series. I'm Wesley Outland, William Tiller alongside Adam Flieger, doing a phenomenal job handling the production side of things. The lights are off on the safety truck. It'll be coming back to the Geico restart zone. William Tiller, and we'll be ready to go back to green here with about less than 20 laps in stage 2.
Once again, that wraps up another Serve Pro Caution Fire and Water Cleanup and Restoration. We might need that down here in Florida during hurricane season. Shout out to Serve Pro for being our caution flag sponsor. It's going to be the 23 of Joey Stires and the 16, the Joker. Joey Doucette taking us to the drop of the green flag.
By the way, as the field comes back to the green flag, William Tiller, I was down near the Florida-Georgia line this weekend announcing races, and I'm going to tell you what, brother, it was hot. Miserable. Everybody in the Carolinas are up in Virginia or West Virginia that always complain about the hot weather. It ain't got nothing compared to the Florida heat and just the humidity itself, man. I'll just give you an example as the field dives off into turn number 3. I took a shower at the hotel to get ready to come to the racetrack, and I think I got more wet from the humidity and just being soaked from how hot it was outside compared to just standing under a shower head taking a shower. So, I mean, man, it's a hot one. Drank plenty of water. Obviously tried to keep from getting dehydrated because, for sure, man, you guys are fighting some crazy heat down there in the Sunshine State.
Yes, sir. Just as the action is heating up here tonight into 3 and 4, we had a real field temperature of 111 degrees the other day. Right there. We talked about the track temperature here tonight. It must be winter time during this race because 85 degrees, we barely see that during the year. That's all winter down here at Westlake right now. Joey Doucette takes us into 1 and 2. Joey Stires right there still on that back bumper. We're not seeing the same separation here early on in this green flag run.
And just about 15 laps to go here now in stage number 2, or under 15 to go. Looking now, the 48 machine, Robert Richards. He's going to battle Nate Maurer for the top 5. That's the 4th and 5th position. Maurer up the hill. He's right there alongside. Here comes now Jacob Reeves trying to close in on this battle as they work out a 4.
Yeah, and you see Jacob Reeves. I like what he gets a little loose off of corner number 4 right there. The 57 with a swoop to keep that truck in line right there. But I like what he's been doing here in this race, Wesley. I'm not biased because he's a colleague of ours. He's been lying in the weeds, so to say. He's been kind of just creeping around that top 5, top 10. He is waiting his turn to lead this race, so watch out for that 57 later on in this race. Yeah,
for sure. Waiting patiently to make that move on the McConey Setup Shop entry number 57 as he's got now Nathan White down to his inside of the Grind Chevrolet. The Trump Winery Chevrolet is Richards. He's on the bottom of the racetrack. This is a 3-truck battle for the top 5 as they work the line, and we are closing in on 10 to go here in a few more laps in stage number 2, presented by Glass Mechanic.
Yeah, the leaders are going at it once again. Here's the 16 machine of Joey Doucette, takes us off the corner. 23 of Joey Stires thinks about going high side. The 16, though, is going to throw the slightest block. No, that's a big block right there. Throws that back end right in front of that front bumper, though. It's going to give a slingshot to the 23. He'll go to the inside of Joey Doucette. They're going to get very close into 3 and 4. There might have been contact as we're off of 4.
Yeah, that could have been a lot of contact right there just a moment ago. As 11 laps to go here in the Glass Mechanic Stage 2. We got a 3-truck battle now for the lead. Here comes Parsons now. He is licking his chops on the inside, battling Joey Stires for the bridesmaid spot. Meanwhile, Doucette will pull away as they work off turn 2.
Yeah, the Joker separates once again here down the backstretch. You see those beautiful palm trees here if you're watching along with us on the NASCAR 360 Racing Network. Love that shot, though. The 23 machine of Joey Stires right on the back bumper of the 15. He's going to shove that 15 along in through the corner right there. Going to try that slingshot action once again. The 23 is going to be enough, though, as we creep into corner number 1. Still watching Joey Doucette lead the way.
Back off into the corner. It's going to be right in the middle of the groove. It's going to be Doucette, the leader, the red and black, or the orange and black 16. The Joker is what we call him. He works his way to the back straightaway. Green Bay, Wisconsin's Hunter Parsons in tow. He's about a quarter of a second off the leader. As right now they're single file working in on board now with Hunter Parsons as we go to the leader now on board with Joey Doucette. He comes off of turn number 4. We've got less than 10 laps to go here in Glass Mechanic Stage 2 at Homestead.
Yeah, looking at the scoring now, Joey Doucette separating with that 34-4 last time by. You slide down the grid just a little bit and look at the other lap times. Nobody else is even close to the Joker. One exception is Steve Barnett, and that 42 ran at 34-5 last time by there, Wesley. These lap times, if they stay how it is, that 16 will be all by himself as this stage comes to an end.
Up 8 spots to the top spot. Joey Doucette again climbing to the lead. He won stage 1. He's now trying to win here in stage number 2. Now in single digits, 9 laps to go. Now make it 8 remaining as they come to the line. It is still going to be Joey Doucette bringing him off into the corner. There goes Hunter Parsons. He's in second. Stires behind him. Maurer closing in to try to run down Stires as they work off 2.
Yeah, we talked about how much these points matter in these stage races right now. Joey Doucette's trying to sweep the stages here at Homestead. Hunter Parsons got something to say about it, though. He's got a big run going into 3 and 4. Joey Stires, though, we saw the run that he had starting to slide just a little bit down to 3rd. Hunter Parsons, though, looks like a man on a mission as we rage into the corner. The 48 machine's going to make a move on Nathan Maurer.
That's the battle now for the top 5 in the back between Nate Maurer and Robert Richards. He now reels him in down to the top of the racetrack. And the deuce is also Nathan White, Justin White. He's also closed in on that mix as they work the back straightaway. Maurer on the back stretch, hugs up against the safer barrier. Richards reels him in on the draft. He's now going to be stride for stride alongside of him as they work into 3.
The 48 still inching along on the inside. Then a 971 under fire in that red, white, and blue machine. You see with a big run off of 4. He's able to use that draft, a little bit of side draft action to keep that 48 at bay. 48 still going to be to the inside, into the corner, though. Still battling out here. This is the only battle on the racetrack right now inside of that top 5 position as we're still side by side out the corner.
So it's Joey Doucette, the leader. Justin White now climbing the top of the safer barrier. He now reels in behind Maurer's machine. And in doing so, Jacob Reeves, Steve Barnett, they've closed in on these drivers, battling in the 4th and 5th spot as they work out of turn number 4.
Go side by side off of 4 here down the front stretch. The 971 and the 48 still going at it into 1 and 2. Justin White sees his courtside seat. He said, I want to play ball here as well, as we're going to go single file for that position right now as this battle is going to simmer down just a little bit as Hunter Parsons starting to eat up the yellow little dots like Pac-Man here at Homestead. He's cut that lead now down to a half a second, making a run here with a few laps to go in stage number 2.
Get ready to come to the line this time by. It'll be 4 laps to go here in the Glass Mechanic Stage 2 here in the ButtKicker 200. Works off turn number 4, storms to the start-finish line. He's got now about a half-second lead over Hunter Parsons. Parsons, that Toyota, got to reel him in. He's trying to follow the line of the 16 as they work again off of turn number 2. Maurer now gets around as Joey Stires is in the 3rd spot. They close in off the corner.
Yeah, Hunter Parsons just has to keep looking forward right now. Can't look in his rear view and see that 23 making a run right now as that lead still a half a second. Joey Doucette's trying to count down the laps here in stage number 2. Sweep the stages. What a big move that would be for the Joker here to sweep these stages. Still a long race to go right now across that start-finish line into corner number 1 with 3 laps to go.
Time running out here in stage number 2 as right now Joey Doucette is the man of the hour. He has got the fast 16 machine up in front, looking for his first win on the series to advance into the playoffs when the postseason gets here. Right now, Doucette the leader. Battle heating up for the second spot between Parsons and Stiers. That goes on in turn number 3.
They're still going at it there for a second. Joey Stiers will wait his turn to make that move on the 15. We've seen it here all night long. He is a patient man right there. And you see the 16 of Joey Doucette, Joker with 2 laps to go in stage number 2. Get out the brooms. He is trying to sweep away the stages here at Homestead.
It is Joey Doucette continuing to be the man up in front with a couple of laps to go. They'll come to the line. It'll be 1 more lap remaining here for the Glass Mechanic Stage 2 here in the ButtKicker 200. He works into turn number 3. Doucette with a nice line. Everyone else will follow. They just can't reel in the 16. He'll come to the line. 1 more lap to go here in Stage 2 at Homestead, Miami.
1 to go here in the Glass Mechanic Stage number 2. As you see, Joey Doucette again is separated, still has about a half a second lead on Hunter Parsons. If Hunter can get a run here off of 2, he might have something to say. Looks like it's just going to stay the same. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. Joey Doucette, Hunter Parsons, Joey Stiers into corner number 3.
Into turn number 3 for the final time at stage number 2. Now the run for the checkered flag awaits in the third and final stage. Joey Doucette, winner of stage 1. A second back is going to be Hunter Parsons. Joey Stiers in third. The field comes to the line. Caution flag will be displayed over the field, and stage 2 winner presented by Glass Mechanic will go to Oakland, Maine's Joey Doucette again, sweeping stage 1 and stage 2. Hunter Parsons will go second, Joey Stiers third, Nate Bauer fourth, Justin White your top 5. Barnett, Richards, Reeves, Cantwell, and Kerry Tribune will get stage points as the top 10 as the field comes back to the Serve Pro caution flag as the end of stage 2 is upon us here at Homestead.
The stage that was there, Wesley, I liked how we had a caution flag in the middle of that stage. It kind of caused the field to come back together there. Didn't see that same separation for long bits of that run. Of course, there towards the end, Joey Doucette started to separate Hunter Parsons, Joey Stiers as well, started to separate from a few of those positions. But I really love the intensity of stage number 2, a far stretch from what we saw in stage number 1.
Well, we already grabbed a word with Joey Doucette earlier, so we are going to try to grab maybe Hunter Parsons and get his thoughts of being the runner-up here in stage number 2. What's it going to take to be the man at the end at the ButtKicker 200 in stage number 3? The run for the finish about to get underway here with about a 60-lap battle to the checkered flag. As right now, before we go to commercial break, we see everybody coming down onto the pit lane. The entire cavalry, it's feeding frenzy time. 4 tires, brand new sides of rubber, Sunoco fuel to fill up the tanks, and the run to the checkered flag is upon us here, William Tiller.
Yeah, this is the make it or break it time. This is where you make those money moves here at the race. What a beautiful shot here at Homestead. You see right now these drivers are basically going to take everything they can. The all-you-can-eat buffet down pit road. They're probably going to take tires. They're going to take some gas as well. They're going to make sure that they have the longest run possible. Because you look at what we're going to race it down to, lap 140. These guys, I'm sure, are going to try to stretch that window as far as they can.
Everybody running off of pit road, coming off of pit road, in first, out first. Joey Doucette, Nate Maurer, Hunter Parsons. That's the way they finish with Joey Stiers. Justin White in the top 5 as you see everybody working off the pit lane exit to prepare for that third and final stage here in round 9 of season 2 of the Nazareth Sim Racer Hub Truck Series here at virtual Homestead Miami Speedway. This is iRacing on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. We will take a quick break. When we come back, we set the stage to the run to the checkered flag next. Welcome back to coverage of the NASCAR 360 Racing Network, the ButtKicker 200. You just saw the conclusion of the Glass Mechanic stage number 2. They were supposed to be giving me a script about the Glass Mechanic. Unfortunately, I have not received that information yet. William Tiller, do you know any more about Glass Mechanic?
I just know that they're a wonderful company. We're happy to have them on board here. Glass Mechanic, we're just excited to have them on as our stage number 2. We're supposed to say caution flag sponsor, Wesley, but let's call them the whole stage sponsor there. Big thank you to Glass Mechanic and all that they do for us here at NASRA. And also a big thank you to Surf Pro for being a wonderful caution flag sponsor here in the SimRacerHub.com Truck Series.
All right, big thanks also again, as we mentioned, all those great sponsors making it happen. And the ButtKicker 200 is ready to come to a restart in the beginning of stage number 3. This will be 60 laps the distance, by the way. That'll take us all the way to lap number 140. It'll be lap number 85 as they approach the Geico restart zone to now come to the green flag. It is now Doucette and Maurer on the front row. Doucette in the Geico restart zone. Powers away. Big jump over the rest of the pack. Maurer, Parsons, and Stiers in tow. They climb the banking. Stage 3, the run for the money here at Homestead into 1.
You see Hunter Parsons just go to the inside there, made the 971 very uncomfortable there on the corner. That's going to cause the 971 to drop down the racetrack right now. We're not even warmed up on these tires just yet here, Wesley, as we're down the backstretch. The Joker still leads the way.
So Joey Stiers, of course, now battling with Parsons for that number 2 spot. He's also got Maurer closing in behind him, along with Steve Barnett. 3 Chevrolets, 2 Toyotas in the top 5. Chevrolet, Joey Doucette trying to sweep the ButtKicker 200 at Homestead. He's still got a long way to go, though, as the run for the finish is on in turn 2.
Run off of turn 2 right now. Joey Doucette's trying to separate from the rest of the field just like he did there at the end of stage number 2. Hunter Parsons, though, still trying to fight. Looks like Tom Hanks and Castaway Yellen Wilson as we're off the corner. Joey Doucette still leads the way. Looks like Ricky Ross, the boss, here tonight into corner number 1.
You can see Parsons' truck now. He sits in that number 2 spot, the 15 machine from Green Bay, Wisconsin, Toyota. Just kind of lying in the weeds, waiting patiently. By the way, only a couple of yellow flags for accidents on the racetrack. 4 yellow flags in total if you count the 2 controlled Surf Pro cautions at the end of the stages. But for right now, it's been all Joey Doucette here at Homestead, Miami, as they work their way into 3.
See, into 3 right there, Jacob Reeves. Jake, the Snake, the 57 machine. Oh my goodness, almost contact between him and the 2 machine of Justin White. Justin ran out of racetrack there off of 4, still single file though. The 3rd place position, Joey Stiers right there in the 23. You see Steve Barnett's up there in that 42. He's making big moves here tonight. He's up 4 spots. The drop of the green flag saw him fade just a little bit early on in this race as we're down the backstretch into 3 and 4.
Doucette, Parsons, Barnett, Stiers, Maurer, top 5. That's the way it works right now as they work off the corner here out of turn number 4. Single file. And obviously, for the most part, if you will, William Tiller, been a very clean race. We've seen a couple of cautions, but for the most part, everybody has minded their P's and Q's, doing what they need to do to just kind of be here at the end of the race. We'll see how things develop here in stage number 2 as they work lap 90 on the board this time by 50 laps to go here in the ButtKicker 200 at Homestead.
This is that money time. The money moves need to come out with less than 50 laps to go. These drivers are hungry to lock themselves in the playoffs with only 1 race to go before that all-star break. You want to make sure you're nice and comfortable in that lazy boy. You got no stresses the rest of the way, as right now Joey Doucette has no stresses at the top of the grid, so our race leader.
Yeah, right now just kind of holding their line, if you will, down the back straightaway with Joey Doucette still in that top spot. Look at this big gaggle of traffic starting to pick up behind them as this is going on inside the I think it's the top 15 or whatnot. Oh, there's the 10, Adam Cantwell. Battling with Jason Morales, Donnie Lyons, who had an incident earlier with Blanchard. All these trucks right now behind them in the top 15. And that's probably the best battle on the racetrack going on as they work their way into turn number 1. Morales and Cantwell going at it side by side.
well going at it here. We talked about Jason Morales' performance on Friday night, trying to go back-to-back here in the Monday night series. He wins Friday, trying to win Monday night. We had Blake Lothian win at Martinsville in what was a chaotic race. This race has been pretty clean so far right now, as still Joey Doucette, Hunter Parsons leading the way, and Joey Doucette, I gotta mention there, Wesley just ran one of the fastest lap times of the entire race, a 33.3 here in the ButtKicker 200.
Yeah, doing really, really well right now as we continue to watch him picking off these laps one by one. Hey, by the way, just want to go ahead and set the stage for you to let you know round number 10 of the Sim Racer Hub Truck Series will be next Monday night. And, of course, that will be, of course, at Dover Motor Speedway. We'll see what Miles the Munster has up his sleeve to chomp him up here. That'll be, again, Dover Motor Speedway next Monday night, 2 weeks away from the All-Star race. And yes, William Tiller, we're doing it by slinging the dirt at virtual Eldora Speedway. That's going to be a kick-ass race not to miss.
Absolutely here, just as this race has been kick-ass all night long. Justin White in that two still topside on the racetrack. He is under fire though, and you look at him now. Steve Barnett in that 42 that's tired of running in the third position. He is trying to get past the 1500 Parsons. As you see this shot here on the NASCAR 360 Racing Network, Joey Doucette, the Joker, has absolutely separated himself from the rest of the field as still battles rage on as we're off for two.
I'm about to approach triple digits on the scoreboard right now, about an hour in sim time, 2.5 hours of race distance if need be, but right now things going perfectly. Joey Doucette, Hunter Parsons, Steve Barnett, Joey Stiers, Nate Maurer, your top five. The bottom five of the top 10 include Jacob Reeves, Robert Richards, Gary Tribune, and Jacob Klinkhart, along with Adam Cantwell, who just got around Justin White. That's what we're watching as they work off turn 4.
As things got a little hairy there off of corner number 4, you see this race playing out here. We have to mention there, Jake the Snake Reeves there. This is his very first race here at NASCAR, very first start. Right now, trying to crack inside. The top 5 has been in the exact position all race long. Found some playing partners, though, right behind the 971 of Nathan Maurer and the 23 of Joey Stiers. If these three can make a run to the lead, we might be watching a 3-truck battle fighting off Joey Doucette. But, boy, they have a hill to climb. 2 seconds separate the leader from the rest of the field.
Yeah, just somehow, some way, just trying to, if you will, be there at the end. As we've always used that cliche, to first win the race, you must first finish. And with a couple of caution flags for the most part, nothing really serious, nobody being aggressive. Everybody is giving a lot of give and take with one another, but the man that is dominated and giving away nobody a chance to run him is Joey Doucette. That truck is in the wind. 2.5 seconds right now. The interval over Hunter Parsons as they come to the line to put lap number 97 on the board. 3 laps to the triple digits, 43 to the finish. He's back into turn 1.
Yeah, if we could slide down to the 13th, 14th, and 15th position, we have a lot of moving and shaking going on inside the top 20 right now. Big movers as well. Brennan Broadfoot at 22 is in that mix. He's up 21 spots. Donnie Lyons, we saw an early accident out of that 79. He's in this mix as well. Brady LaBeouf, the boss man's in this fight as well. All these guys, although the chances of winning might be very low here, Wesley, at this stage of the race, still battling out for those prime positions.
Yeah, maybe slim to none as they work their way with Brady LaBeouf off the corner now in that machine number 24. He's up 15 spots. Donnie Lyons in front of him. Brandon Broadfoot right there behind him. And that right now works off into the corner. Right now, watching all this, Jose Luis Rivera climbing the safer barrier, working off the corner. Here comes now the 22 and the 69 battling with one another. This is for the top 15. This goes on between the driver of Tim Hammond and Brandon Broadfoot. As that goes on into turn number 3, we're putting lap number 100 on the board. Next time by, 40 laps to go here at the ButtKicker 200.
Officially crest over that century mark here at Homestead in the ButtKicker 200. Joey Doucette has been Ricky Ross, the boss, all night long. The Joker has ruled Gotham every stage of the way here tonight. We'll wait and see if Batman or Robin has a crack at the Joker here as we're off of corner number 4.
And the question is, who's got kryptonite on the Joker for Joey Doucette, because that man has been absolutely phenomenal. The orange and black number 16 out of Oakland, Maine, doing what he needs to do to put himself not only in a victory lane here tonight with the checker flag falls at Homestead, Miami, to make now the 6 different winner to advance into the playoffs when the playoffs start, but also get that first win on the Sim Racer Hub Truck Series. He right now is the man out in front. Hunter Parsons in second. Joey Stiers now falls back to fourth. Steve Barnett has put the 42 Toyota to the number 3 spot. Then it's Stiers, then it's Maurer. There's your top 5. Reeves and Richards going at it in the back of the top 5 as they work into 3.
With a 3-second lead, Joey Doucette's pretty comfortable inside the cockpit right now with a 34.18 last time by. Make that a 34.28 last time by. One thing to mention, though, Wesley, right now Hunter Parsons, the 15, is just a slightest bit faster, as well as the 42 of Steve Barnett. Although they are very far away, their lap times are a little bit better than our leader so far.
But now we're at 39 laps to go here in this race. 38 to go when they come to the line, right here at the stripe with Joey Doucette. Still the man in front. It has been impressive, the lead that this man's had. He's been, by the way, the man that's dominated the first 2 stages here. He is the fastest truck on the racetrack. His best lap was a 33.377. He's been consistently between the 33-34 second barrier all race long. And right now he's got a 2.5 second gap over Hunter Parsons, and even more behind Barnett, Stiers, and company as they work off turn 4. Matter of fact, almost 6 seconds, 5 3/4 seconds between first and Justin White in the top 10.
Yeah, as this race plays along, I'm sure these drivers are wanting that phantom caution, as NASCAR likes to say. I don't think we'll have any of that. I don't think we'll have any debris on the racetrack to bring out a late race caution. Here tonight, as we're down the backstretch, we're single file here, Wes. It looks like the eye before the storm here in South Florida, waiting for that hurricane to come along, cause chaos here, but I don't see it. Everybody's been very precise, very calm here on the racetrack, and that's not going to bode well for them catching the 16, as Joey just said.
Yeah, for the most part, everybody has minded their P's and Q's. They've did exactly what they need to do to put themselves in contention to be able to have what they have on the racetrack, and it's showing very nicely. Doucette, the man, still leading the way. 35 laps to go when they come to the line with Parsons right there in tow. There you see the second place truck. Barnett, man, where is the Toyota 42 of Steve Barnett come from? Got a really good run going for him. He's representing the race team very, very well for Highline Racing. And right now, Barnett is on the podium, getting around Joey Stiers and company to move around to that 3rd spot as they work into 1 and 2.
Yeah, our leader has sped up just a little bit there. Ran a 34.5 last time by. Matches the lap time of Hunter Parsons with 34.5 as well. Lap times begin to drop off just a little bit, Wesley. As you mentioned, those gaps are just going to stay the way they are here in this race unless something magical can happen here. Cue up the Disney movies here tonight, because we're going to need some Disney magic if you want to knock off the Joker at the top of the grid.
Now, right now, Joey Doucette is being the man that they're going to have to knock off, and it's not happened right now. It is Parsons there. You see his Toyota, the number 2 spot. Then you got Barnett and Stiers, but there's the Doucette machine. And there you see the interval. Nothing but clean air in front of him. Down the back stretch here at Virtual Sunshine, Florida, Homestead, Miami, and a win approaching for Joey Doucette if he could just continue to hold his line like he's doing right now on lap number 107.
107 laps into this race. You see Hunter Parsons solid in that 2nd spot. Robbie Richardson in that 48. He's under fire from carriage in that 7. Although they might not have a chance of winning this race, you still want to get a top 5, maybe even a podium in this race. Wesley, we talked about how this season is really starting to wind down a little bit. We'll hit that dirt track at Eldora here coming up in about a week's time. Go to Dover. That's not always an easy track for these drivers as we're into 3 and 4 right now. Joey Stiers, though, trying to kill the run out of the 42.
Yeah, you got to think, as we were talking about the schedule, you literally have 4 weeks after the All-Star race, Las Vegas, Lucas Oil, Canadian Tire, and Daytona on Labor Day weekend before we move into the playoffs. And it'll be the sweet 20 drivers will race for the championship. That will be at Charlotte Motor Speedway. There'll be, of course, 3 rounds of that. Then you move into the Fast 14 at Milwaukee Mile on October 2nd. Then, of course, you go into the Elite 10 semifinals Chicagoland, Talladega will be the wild card to determine on Halloween weekend, the night before Halloween, October 30th, my dad's birthday, as a matter of fact, who will be the winner of the Auto Club Speedway Championship 6. And while we're getting to the end of this here with 30 laps to go, my point is this. If you want to make a run to the postseason, William Tiller, you got to go, and you have got to go now. Remember, Dover next week. Eldora is an all-star race, non-points on the line, but then you've got Vegas, Lucas Oil, Canadian Tire, and Daytona. You've got 4 weeks of racing after the all-star break in 2 weeks. If you want to be a man to go to the playoffs, you've got to show your momentum now as we have green flag pit stops, drivers onto the pit lane. We knew there was going to have to be green flag pit stops, and Joey Doucette is the first man to go for the undercut.
Yeah, I was starting to see those lap times drop off just a little bit. His lead actually went down to less than 2 seconds. It was more than 3 seconds not but a couple laps ago. As you start to see more drivers head down pit road here, they try to push it as far as they can. It's going to be quite the shootout here, Wesley. Once we see this Yahtzee reshuffle of the grid, Hunter Parsons looks like he's thinking about heading down this time as well. Got really low on the racetrack right there. Joey Stiers, there goes the 15 of Hunter Parsons. He'll head down the 42. Steve Barnett will follow the 15. Oh my goodness. That was close to the entry of pit road. But right now, we're starting to see these green flag pit stops take place.
I'll be honest with you, William. I kind of figured that we would have saw some other drivers pit before Joey Doucette did, and I think they thought that they were going to get the yellow flag. But when Joey Doucette came down to the pit lane, you saw everybody change their strategy, and they're like, oh, wow, the leader's in. Now we're really going to be mired in the back if we let this guy get ahead of the game.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be too much of a gap there. Joey Doucette looked like just a guy in the sandbox all by himself. He said, I'll play with these toys all by myself. And you see the rest of the field will have a lap difference there. So they'll have to catch up to Joey Doucette. And I talk about that. Sometimes there's an advantage of heading down after the leader there, Wesley. In a situation like this, with a much of a gap that the 16 had, that equipment's going to take a little bit longer for the rest of the field to warm up. So the 16, I feel like, found himself in a prime position.
And I'll be honest with you, if I could go back and do it again, if I'm guys like Nate Maurer and Hunter Parsons who have pitted now, but if they could have had that interval 3 seconds back and saw the leader coming down to the pit lane when he did, if they could hit rewind and go back and do it again, make no bones about it, they would have brought their trucks down to the pit lane whenever the leader did.
Absolutely is right now. Joey Stiers is registered as our race leader. Nathan Maurer in second. Jake the Snake Rees right now in third. Kerry Tribute fourth. Robbie Richards fifth. Justin White sixth. Jacob Klinkart seventh right now. As you start to see Brady LaBeouf, the boss man, in eighth. Tim Hammond in ninth. And Brian Broadfoot in 10th on the racetrack. Caution's out though. Caution out on the racetrack. There's that caution, Wesley.
Dan Hagan's truck and a couple of others like Kyle Hess and others up against the outside. Safer barrier. Yellow flag will fly. And this is going to mire everybody in the back that came to the pit lane. Wow. Dan Hagan, second time being involved in a caution, William Tiller, as we look at the replay.
Yeah, checking out this on the pole instant replay, trying to see. I think it may have been.
Well, it looked like it happened in front of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looked like it happened in front of him. Let's try to find Kyle Hess in the 86 Chevrolet, because I think he's one of the drivers that were caught up in that scramble there. Kyle Hess and possibly the 47 of Morris. Or James Morris and Kyle Hess, I believe, William Tiller, are the drivers that got together. This will put us under the third natural caution of the race, but officially our fifth Serve Pro caution here in the ButtKicker 200 with now less than 25 laps to go.
And Wesley, I couldn't ask for anything better. I know the drivers are probably upset with that caution, but I know the folks at home watching along with us here on the NASCAR 360 Racing Network, what that's going to enable, Wesley, it's going to be about a 15 to 20 lap shootout here with the entire field now bunched back up together. I think we're in for some fireworks here at South Beach.
Adam, look for the 86, Kyle Hess. He was caught up in it, as well as Morse. So we're trying to find a replay here for the on the pole instant replay to show you what happened here. Right now we show you the aerial view of the racetrack. Everybody just come down to the pit lane. There's more. Who is that? Is that Kilgore? I think it is. No, Hartwick. Zach Hartwick. So 65. My apologies. I think I said the 86. It was actually the 65. Those trucks look a lot alike of Curtis Rogers. And there you see what happened. Bam! Into the fence. Thank you very much, Adam Flieger, doing a great job tracking it down. Raw Meza just got collected in it. William, I'm trying to figure out what other... Was that Jason Morales in the 5, that throwback truck, if you will, the 5? Was he the one that got hooked with the machine of Rogers?
And we'll check it out once again right there. That is the 5 machine.
It is. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens here. This is about a lap away from it taking place. Under the yellow flag here. Watch this one more time as this is on board with the Toyota number 5 of Jason Morales.
Coming off a huge win on Friday night, and we'll
Caution was already thrown. Yeah.
Yeah, that had to happen before that there, Wesley. And we've only had a few cautions here. It's not only 3 cautions on the racetrack. Oh, right there in front of the 37. Oh, yeah, nowhere to go.
Actually, William, I don't think it was. I don't think it was Jason Morales. I really don't. I think it was another truck. I just can't tell from the view of who it was.
Rogers, Brandon Bullock in the
Brandon Bullock, 17. That's who it was.
Curtis Rogers is going to be involved in this as well.
By the way, shout out to Concerns of Police Survivors. Cops is now the new title sponsor of the Friday night premiere truck series for NASRA. It used to be the Triple M Pulling Truck Series. Now it's the NASRA Cops Series. Obviously, William Tiller, Jacob Reeves on the call for that on Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I jump in whenever I'm available. I have a pretty busy weekend schedule, though.
Yeah, and speaking of that 5 machine of Jason Morales, he drives the 1 part-time. They're sponsored actually by the Concerns of Police Survivors. Was able to put that 1 machine in victory lane in what can be said as one of the most chaotic and chaos-riddled last laps we've ever seen here at the NASRA 360 Racing Network. He did hold his win. Everything is official. The graphic is out. Can't take that away from him. And speaking to him off the racetrack there, Wesley, he felt like this was coming. You know, there's a lot of big names on his team, a lot of big names that maybe overshadow the driving abilities of Jason Morales. He felt the momentum building up, though. He knew he had an opportunity coming. And boy, what a way to do it, to win the very first race in the new title sponsor season there on Friday night.
I don't even think we even talked about the elephant in the room right now, William Tiller, and that's the fact now that Joey Doucette is mired back to 18th position. He's on the lead lap, but he is in the 18th spot on the outside of Rhoda Bernal. We come back to the Geico restart zone for a restart, and man, that's heartbreaking for the truck number 16 that has dominated this race tonight here at Homestead.
Absolutely, that's going to be heartbreaking indeed. Just like when the Joker saw Harley Quinn go to Arkham Asylum, he was heartbroken. Right now, I'm sure the Joker inside of that 16 machine is feeling heartbroken. But we've seen excellent skill out of that driver here tonight, Wesley. I don't think we have seen the last of that 16 here tonight.
Yeah, we'll continue to watch this as Joey Sires is now the new man, the top dog up in front here as we are approaching, by the way, 22 laps to go. Welcome to coverage on the NASRA 360 Racing Network, Monday night, July 24th. I can't believe it, William, that we're about to wrap up the month of July. And, man, it has been some exciting, fun racing. We've covered every Monday night for the series, and it looks like we're shaping up for another wild finish as the lights are still on the pace truck. They're still working on sorting things out with timing and scoring, but I think we're seeing ourselves in the making for another crazy finish here tonight at Homestead, Miami.
Yeah, absolutely. One of those names we've kind of called out here tonight, Wesley, one of those snakes in the grass, if you will. The 57 machine of Jake the Snake Reeves is now finding himself inside the top 5, going to be in a prime position right here on this restart, right down the 971 of Nathan Maurer. He can make a move here probably when those Goodyear Eagles get warmed up. He'll probably make a move to the front here, Wesley. Watch out for these fireworks we're going to see.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We'll definitely keep an eye on this as we'll settle in for looks like a restart this time by. Lights are now officially off on the pace truck, and Well, we'll get ready to go back. Matter of fact, let's check in real quickly with the man we were referring to, and get his thoughts along the way. Well, I guess I can't move him. I thought I could. I guess I can't. Go. All right, so we were trying to, I was trying to move Jacob Reeves and get his thoughts on it, but unfortunately not able to, William Tiller. But I wanted to see what his take was, and his take of the race so far. Doing really, really well, but we're actually getting ready to go back for the restart, so I don't want to bug him right now.
Absolutely. Here as the pace lights are off the pace truck, you see Nathan now in the 971, Joey Stires in that 23. They'll take the drop of the green flag. Joey Stires takes it down for the rule.
And that'll wrap up another Serve Pro caution flag fire water cleanup and restoration here at Homestead, Miami. By the way, with a 20-lap shootout ready to roll here as well. Joey Stires, everything is in his place right now. But look who's quickly flying through the field. Joey Doucette up already 4 spots into the 14th position, 15th position. He is flying through the field to try to get back to the front. William Tiller out of turn 4.
As I said, it's hard to keep the Joker down. He'll do everything possible to get back up in that penthouse position with 19 laps to go. Joey Stires leads the way in that 23 machine, as you mentioned it. That's the mean green fighting machine off the corner right there. Carey Tribute in the 7s right there as well. Nathan Meyer on the 971 trying to make moves, but there goes Jake the Snake Reeves to the inside of the 971 into 3-4.
So it's Joey Stires, the leader. Carey Tribute in second, in tow to the inside, followed by Nate Bauer, Jacob Reeves, Robert Richards. That's your top 5. They work to the line as they come to the stripe. It's 18 laps to go. It's now pucker time. It's time to make that run to the payout window, and everybody getting their chess pieces in play, ready to run down Stires. He has been quietly in the top 5 all night long. It has been the Joey Doucette show until now. By the way, Doucette still in the top 15 and 14th as Stires leads him in the corner into 3.
You see Robbie Richards trying to make a move on position as well. Jump back just a little bit to Joey Doucette in that 16, trying to get around the 69 and Tim Hammond right there as we're seeing some shaking off of corner number 4. Some trucks get a little loose on the racetrack as now Jake the Snake Reeves under fire from the 48 of Robbie Richards, who's been a top 5 truck all night long. These guys have waited their turn inside the top 5. I think the 48 will have the run off the corner as Joey Stires, though, gets a little loose. Big bump out of Carey Tribute in the 7. They'll go side by side in the 3 and 4.
Yeah, that was a massive big bump, but somehow they were able to, if you will, hold it together, working off the corner. Joey Stires now up on the outside lane to the inside. Carey Tribute to the bottom. Nate Bauer now watching all this go on. 16 to go here at Homestead. Back into turn number 1. The top 5 are right there. Throw a blanket over them as they work into 2.
Joey Stires to the top side there. He likes that top side lane. Carey Tribute, though, is going to drift up just a little bit to kill that momentum. He keeps trying to kill that run out of the 23. 23 brushes the wall just the teeniest bit. He'll kill that run on the top side. He'll go back to the back bumper of our leader there. Justin White showing an advanced position as well as our leader. Carey Tribute takes us off the corner.
Working off that turn down the front straightaway. Ready to now try to make a pass again on that spot, but all the while, as all this ensues, it's still Carey Tribute now, putting the number 7 truck to the top spot. Where had Carey Tribute come from? He gets the Joey Stires back door. He clears around the 23, the 923. Nate Maurer, another triple-digit truck, into that 3rd spot. Robert Richards is now in the top 5 as they work to get off the corner out of turn 4.
And you see Jake the Snake Reeves, he's under fire from that 48 machine of Robbie Richards. Also, though, we have a big mover, Jacob Klinker in that 1. He wants a piece of the action as well, pushing that 48 along on the inside lane. We're counting down the laps here in the ButtKicker 200. We've seen Joey Doucette sweep the stages, though. Joey, though, got cursed by that yellow flag. He's got some work to do if he wants to get back up there, though. We have new leaders on the racetrack as the 48 of Robbie Richards is going to clear this pack right here, move into the 4th spot.
That's Jacob Reeves, also in that McConey setup shop Chevrolet. He is creeping now, trying to make a run on the outside as a truck bounces off of the safer barrier. I want to say that might have been Brady LaBeouf or Justin White. They still hold it together. We still stay green flag. And while that happens now, Reeves under attack by some more trucks. The leader is Contribute. Still to the backstretch, but the top three in tow as they work into turn number 3.
Yeah, if we could hop on board with the 57 machine of Jake the Snake Reeves, I want to see that wheel movement. You can tell these drivers are getting a little bit overly aggressive on that steering wheel. Some trucks are getting loose on the racetrack. You know these guys are hungry. You know these guys, when you get up to the top spot, will ride on board with the 57 here into the corner. He was under fire just a little bit here. You see that a lot. Oh, man, just as we jumped on board, big push out of the one of Jacob Klinkart. What an excellent timing here on the NASCAR 360 Racing Network.
Got Metallica on the side of that truck. Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. Up the outside, back to the inside. Reeves, and they slam. Almost make contact in the apex of the corner. Klinkart now will move to the top 5. Reeves falls back to 6th. 10 laps to go at Homestead as they go back into turn 1.
10 laps to go here from South Beach in the ButtKicker 200. Joey Doucette has been Ricky Ross, the boss, but he has faded here just like Will Smith's Miami Jams down the backstretch here. Joey Steyer is going to make a run for the lead into 3 and 4. The 23 machine wants to get back up there, and he does. He clears the 7 into 3 and 4. The 7 is not done, though. Carey Tribute right on the back bumper. He'll go to the inside off of 4. Wesley, we have a battle for the lead across the start-finish line.
We go back now to single digits as well. Inside, outside, creeping, crawling, bottom, top, looking for a lane. Carey Tribute now powers back around by Joey Stiers. Stiers up to the safer barrier. They're going to try to go 3 wide. Nate Maury's can't block them all at once. He's in the middle. Stiers on the outside. Maury to the bottom. They're still going to be 3 wide going into turn 3. And Carey Tribute will split like a hot dog flying out of the bun. He'll stay to the outside. He'll move to the lead as they work off turn 4, but down 9 to go.
As Nathan Maurer finds himself all by himself on that inside lane, Joey Stiers will push that 7 machine of Carey Tribute into the corner. They're going to try to go 3 wide once again. No, side by side off the corner. The 971 of Nathan Maurer is going to lead us. We're going to go 2 by 2 down the backstretch. Wesley, this race is coming down to a crazy finish.
Business has picked up, and it's definitely got wild. Now Nate Maurer will show his strengths into the top spot of the Chevrolet 971. Meanwhile, 3 trucks. Here comes now the 48 of Richards in the dogfight. They're going to try to split them 3 wide up the racetrack into turn number 1. Remember, we mentioned the word precision banking, William Tiller. You can do that here at Homestead, but you got to be mindful of your P's and Q's around you. As here we go, 3 wide for second. Tribute up on the outside. Maurer by a truck length as they work into 3.
3 wide for second place. Right now is the 48. Going to run right into the corner. A huge run out of the 48 machine. Joey Stiers right there. Jacob Klinkart in the 1 right. Well, oh my goodness, Wesley, we got some hocus pocus potions here brewing up here. I feel a caution is down the stretch.
Yeah, something is bound to happen here. I got a feeling things are just getting chaotic here. Working off in that top 5 spot. This Klinkart now battles Carey Tribute alongside. Now the top 3 are single file, but for how long? Here comes the Trump Winery number 48 machine Chevrolet. You've got, by the way, 8 Chevrolets in the top 10, 9 Chevrolets in the top 10 if you count the 1 Toyota of Hunter Parsons. The bow ties represented proudly here at Homestead as they work the line, and it's now 6 laps to go.
As Brady LaBeouf, the boss man, gets shoved out of the way just a little bit there, throwing some elbows in the paint, just like Zoe Morning used to do for the Miami Heat. As Nathan Maurer, our race leader, down the backstretch here, he'll get the 5 to go into 3 and 4. Robbie Richards, though, has been lying and waiting for his opportunity. See if he makes a move here off of 4.
Yeah, he better make a move as the shades of the hourglass are running short. They work off the corner out of 4. Richards looks high. Now he looks low. Protects the outside lane is going to be Maurer. To the inside comes Richards. He'll now go right there alongside of him and power door to door with them. The 48 gives him plenty of room. Maurer gives plenty of room to the 48. They work off the back straightaway. They battle now side by side, stride for stride. door to door as they climb the banking into turn number 3.
Door to door into 3 and 4. Robbie Richards will inch that 48 just a little bit front of the 971. They'll try to clear it off of 4 right there. Joey Stires on the 23 trying to make a run. He's going to be pushed along by Jacob Blinkart in that one. There goes the 971 to the outside. They are bobbing and weaving. They are trading positions here on the racetrack. Let's see who will take the checkered flag. Robbie Richards and Nathan Meyer. Oh, they wreck! They wreck off the corner.
You knew it was bound to happen. They slam into the outside safer barrier. And now you got the machine of Richards going in the wrong direction with oncoming traffic coming at him. Everybody bonsais to the bottom of the apron. Trucks are tore up, including also Nate Mauer's machine. I think Joey Stires has now been declared as the new leader. We'll see what happened here. Okay, I think we're way behind. We're going to have to catch up here to another lap. As they're working their way into turn number 3. It's all the way the next lap around. As they work here off turn number 4. Coming to the line. It happened on the back stretch, working again, William Tiller, off of turn number 2 when we saw it happen. My goodness, man, what a man.
Absolutely, and we saw it there just as I was breaking down the back and forth battle between those two, the Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier type battle we were seeing there at the top of the grid. Just as we saw that same move happen multiple times here tonight, where you see that back end try to slide in front of that nose, you got to time that just right. In that instance, I don't think it was timed just right. As you see that battle was raging on into the corner, to drift up to throw the block, but that top side lane was already there, and at that point it's already too late.
It was the 971 of Nate Mauer and the 48 of Richards, and we think that maybe some other drivers might have got collected. All right, here we go. Here's a replay. He hit the right rear. Nate Mauer hooked the right rear of Richards, and the Trump Winery Chevrolet into the outside safer barrier. Then he starts rim riding in reverse down the back stretch. Everyone else coming out, and Brady LaBeouf, I think, was sideways there, and might have got a piece of it. We'll look at it again. Look at that right rear hook. Shades of what we saw happen in the Coca-Cola 600 between Denny Hamlin and Chase Elliott. Obviously, what Bubba Wallace did to Kyle Larson at Vegas a year or so ago as well. And we see this again from another angle. This is on board with Jacob Klinkhart. Klinkhart just getting through it. He did slam the wall, though. Got damage on the left and the right side of the truck number 1, even though the man from St. Louis, Missouri, right now, William Tiller, is in the number 2 spot.
Yeah, and if we could ride on board with possibly the 971 machine there to see his point of view inside that cockpit, because this is shades of what we saw on Friday night where we had leaders battling out Kyle Hess, Jason Morales down the stretch. That was reviewed multiple times until that race was deemed official. Well, watch this battle here just to see his point of view on the racetrack.
He right rear hooked him. There's no other way around it. Look at them. They're in there. They're exiting off the turn. Mauer and Richards, and they just right rear hook one another. You saw Mauer turn into the 48 of Richards, and the Lancaster, Pennsylvania driver also got collected in it, and that's the listen. You're coming to the end of the race. You're fighting for the win. I want to say it's not intentional, but man, you're trying to win. You're going to do what you can to throw a block. That's exactly what just took place there, William.
Absolutely, and you look at who's now at the top of the grid. You have trucks that have damage on them from that last incident. Jacob Klinker in that one, he's got some damage on that truck. You can actually see it right here on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. A little bit of damage on that one machine. Also, Brady LaBeouf was involved in that as well. Took some secondary damage, not too much to affect that truck a lot. But right now, Joey Stires, a guy who's been inside the top 3 all night long, now finds himself in the penthouse position.
This will also set up overtime here on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network for 3 attempts at a green-white checker. Obviously, remember, the leader has to take the white flag. He gets the white flag. It's wreckers or checkers to the finish. If not, we get another serve pro caution before the leaders take the white flag. Then we re-rack them, restack them for a second time or a third time if a caution comes out the third time. Before they take the white, the race is considered official at time of caution. And of course, that's the way it shakes out. New men up in front, Joey Stiers, Jacob Klinkhart, up 26 spots. Brady LaBeouf, the Louisiana native, boss of Nazareth. What a drive for him. He's played his card, tried to put him in position. Kerry Tribune, we saw how good the 7 truck was at one time. He's in 4th. Justin White is 5th. William Tiller, Jacob Reeves is back in the top 10. Again, he's in 6th. Kyle Hess, what a good run for the 86. In 7th, Hunter Parsons 8th. Zach Hartwick and Joey Doucette, don't count him out, William. He is right there in the top 10. You got the field cut in half because we're going to be side by side for the restart as we get ready to come to the Geico restart zone and settle in for overtime number 1. This will wrap up another Serve Pro caution. Fire and water, cleanup and restoration. It's overtime with the ButtKicker 200.
Must rock and roll here at South Beach. Joey Stiers and that mean green fighting machine will take the drop of the green flag into corner number 1 with 3 laps to go.
Climbing the banking, Joey Stiers will stay to the inside. Everyone else behind them trying to find precision banking to go 2 and 3 and maybe 4 wide. Stiers on the back straightaway. He's the man at the top spot. Buff now wants to go to the win. He goes to the outside. He'll battle Stiers side by side as they work into 3.
The boss man right there in the 24 machine, now side by side with the 23 machine. And Joey Stiers, though, hit with a huge move off that top side lane. Brady LaBeouf, the boss man, will take the 1 to go into 1 and 2.
This is it, the Darren Snail Gun Repair, 1 to go, final lap of the race as they work into turn number 1 and 2. It is Brady LaBeouf. He is way, way high up on the back straightaway. Behind him, Joey Stiers, Reeves. Look at that gaggle of traffic, a storm brewing, and Brady LaBeouf is pulling away, looking for a win in turn 3.
The boss man takes us into 3 and 4. He is separated from the rest of the grid. Huge pile up behind him, though, as Brady LaBeouf will take us off of corner number 4. And he'll win the ButtKicker 200. The boss man gets the checkered flag.
Brady LaBeouf from Louisiana will take the checkered flag. He will be the winner. It looks like they're still racing at full song on the cool down lap. Guys, it is over. Brady LaBeouf will pick up the win. Second spot will go to Jacob Reeves. What a run by Jacob Reeves to finish in 2nd. Joey Stiers will fall back to 3rd. He was leading on the final restart of overtime, but he just could not finish, but a solid podium for the 23. Kyle Hess, Hunter Parsons, a top 5, but how about it for Brady LaBeouf, the man in the number 24, the boss of what is the North American Sim Racing Association, puts Mission 1 Esports in victory lane, and it's time for the NRE Power Systems Chevrolet to celebrate and burn it down at Virtual Homestead Miami. And William Tiller, with this win, can you say playoffs, baby?
The boss man is locked in once again, using a little bit of that Louisiana energy to put that 24 back in the playoff races. Remind the folks at home, Wesley, this driver right here, Brady LaBeouf, was a top 4 driver last season, had a shot at that championship. He'll make a run once again as that 24 is locked in.
It came into this race as the number 12 seed for Mission 1 Esports to now have 2 top 5s and 5 top 10s when it all cycles along with that win. Brady LaBeouf is your winner. Let's take a look at the results here tonight in the ButtKicker 200. Brady LaBeouf gets it done. Jacob Reeves is 2nd. Joey Stiers is 3rd. Kyle Hess is 4th. Hunter Parsons, your top 5. Kerry Tribune, Joey Doucette, Justin White, Zach Hartwick, Tim Hammond, top 10. Look at the rest of the rundown, a half of the run of the grid here, William. And you've got Stephen Thomas, Adam Newton, Broadfoot with a good solid run. Donnie Lyons with problems earlier in the race. He'll finish in the top 15, including also Brian Chu, Jacob Klinkhart, and Chris Blanchard, your top 18.
Yeah, looking past the top 18, you have Derek Kilgore in that 11, finishing 19th. You also have Jeffrey Johnson Jr. in that 33, finishing 20th. Jose Luis Rivera is going to finish 21st here tonight. Adam Cantwell on that 10 is going to finish 22nd. Steve Barnett in that 42. We saw some speed out of him, though. Got caught up in those late race cautions. Going to finish 23rd on the racetrack. James D. Morris in that 47 is going to finish 24th. Chris Kynes in that 29 is going to move up the grid just a little bit. It's going to finish 25th here tonight. Dan Hagan in that 39. We saw him involved in multiple cautions here tonight. It's going to finish 26th. Cody Knott in that 26th machine is going to finish 27th. Raul Meza in that 37.28. Nathan Maurer, that 9.71. Unfortunately, awesome run out of Nathan Maurer here tonight. Not going to get the result to mirror what he did on the racetrack. He's going to finish 29th. And Robbie Richards will round out our top 30.
There's a rundown of everybody else, including Bullock, Rogers, Peacock, Miller, Osborne, Hamilton, Daniels. Those are your drivers that took the green flag of 37. Of course, TJ Moore is the race director. Adam Flieger is producer director. And I'm Wesley Outland along with William Tiller. And coming up is the post-race wrap-up. We will grab the podium. Brady LaBeouf becomes now another winner. And he will defend a chance to go to the championship 4 again. He was one of the final 4, as William mentioned, in the inaugural season. And with this win tonight in the ButtKicker 200 at Homestead, Miami, the NRE Power Systems Mission 1 Esports Chevrolet will see daylight in the postseason. We're back in a moment. We'll wrap things up from Homestead, from the NASRA Sim Racer Hub Truck Series and the NASRA 360 Racing Network. Copy. Welcome back to coverage of the NASRA 360 Racing Network. Wesley Outland here with you, along with William Tiller, and we are going to grab now our third place finisher, and that will be the driver of Joey Stiers. Joey out of Mackinac, Illinois. Man, some crazy chaos for the Green Mean Machine, but the 23 Chevrolet will get a top 3 podium. Joey, your take of this crazy race, buddy. You survived with a podium, and it got crazy there at the end for sure. You were right there amongst it.
Yeah, it really was a crazy race. It was a lot of fun to drive, and this is probably the funnest race we've had this season, I think, as a driver, and racing around Joey Doucette and these guys, Hunter Parsons, just the close racing we had. To be able to do that with this group of drivers, it's just awesome. And to have a car or a truck to finish P3 in the podium here, I mean, it says a lot about our team and where we're going, and just bringing the speed to the track each and every week.
Can you give us your take of the race? I know you said that, obviously, you said it was probably the funnest you've had in the NASRA Truck Series this year. First couple of stages, quiet. You were right there within the crosshairs of, obviously, Joey Doucette. At one time, we called it the Joey and Joey show. What changed for you there at the end of stage number 3? Do you think just the intensity picked up knowing that it was coming to the end?
Yeah, it did. And it was just kind of a matter of when we were going to pit. And I saw Joey and them guys pit super early. And then the caution came out, thankfully. And we were able to flip them. And I thought we were right in the catbird seat until that accident with Nate and Robbie. And we got a little damage there. And we were running 1,100 RPM on the motor. So I was doing everything I could to hold everyone off there on that last restart. I just didn't have the truck to race around with those other guys. And congrats to Brady and Jacob. I mean, them guys have been fast each and every week too, and they haven't had quite the finishes they deserve, but this week they really showed out.
Final question, Joey. Thank your sponsors as well. Does the intensity pick up, do you think, with these drivers as we approach not only the All-Star race, but then you're down to 4 races before the playoffs to try to get a win?
Oh, absolutely. Some of these guys that aren't locked into the playoffs right now, they're going to do anything and everything they can to try to lock themselves in. So we're going to have some new winners here. I predict these last few weeks here, and next week I think we're going to Dover and maybe Eldora after that. So Eldora is going to be a big wild card for us for sure.
Well, it's a wild card, but it's a non-points race for the All-Star race. So I think there's a little light at the end of the rainbow for that, right?
Oh, yep, absolutely right about that. We might have a road course in there here and there, I heard, but I'll have to check the schedule. But I'd like to thank my Rev Racing team, Brian Twynham. He wasn't here tonight, and we're thinking about him back at the hauler. My sponsors, OSF Healthcare, thanks for letting me put you guys on the car, and you guys up in a booth, and Brady for putting on the league. I mean, if it wasn't for everyone who puts all the time and effort into this, we wouldn't be doing this on Monday night. So just a big shout out to everyone.
Well, there's the thoughts again of the driver of Mackinac, Illinois, Joey Stiers. He'll finish in the number 2 spot. William Tiller is standing by with the man that climbed 11 spots to finish in the 2nd spot. Somebody we know regularly in the Nazareth broadcast booth for several times filling in. Jacob Reeves from Alabama. He's got to be happy. Actually, from Georgia. He's got to be happy with a top 3 podium and the runner-up here tonight.
Yes, sir. Catching up with Jake the Snake Reeves. Jake, we're used to having you up here in the booth, but not in this way. Finishing 2nd here tonight at Homestead. We talked about on the broadcast how you were laying and waiting for your turn in this race. Break it down for us.
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, I was just coming into this race basically just to try to get some reps, possibly looking at doing a couple more races this season, but kind of just wanted to get a feel for the drivers, you know, with us announcing and wanting to try to get a feel of everybody's personality while we was in the race. So my goal basically was just come into the race, not cause any screw ups, not try to wreck anybody or anything like that, because there's a points battle going on, obviously. And the goal was just to get a top 10. And, you know, we qualified 13th, didn't do so hot in that, but we had a good truck to be able to go with the long run speed. And then we just started picking them off left and right. I think we might have got, 6th in the first stage. I think we might have got 8th in the second stage. And, you know, then we were just biding our time. Got lucky. The caution came out in the last stage. And then, you know, we went in, got tires. And, you know, then the leaders wrecked. And then we're sitting 5th. And I was like, oh, wow, we might actually have a shot, you know, to win this thing right here, at least get a top 5. And, you know, and I didn't know Joey was down on power as much as he was. I mean, it was just a huge stack up on the bottom. Kerry was right behind me, and I was lucky to be able to sneak my nose in there and try to get past Joey and bring it home top 2 tonight.
As you mentioned, this is a rep race, if you will, a chance to get behind the wheel. What are some of the things you learned about this SimRacerHub.com truck series that we may not know up here in the booth?
Well, we got a lot of great guys. Brady's put Brady's put a great roster together with these guys for the Sim Racer Hub Truck Series on Monday nights. And a lot of these guys race on the Friday night series with the Cops Truck Series that me and you call. And, you know, Kyle Hess is one of those guys that could really be a threat here in this series. Obviously, Brady winning, putting himself in the playoff. But, I mean, just the main thing about it is just a great group of guys that absolutely care for one another. You know, we talked to Michael McKinnon before about, you know, everybody's being a family. And, you know, it's awesome to hopefully maybe later on down the road, maybe jump in a couple more races on Monday night, get my feet wet, and then who knows, maybe next season might see this number 57 on a regular basis.
Absolutely. Before we let you go, Jake, is there anybody you want to thank? We see that we have Maconi Entertainment, Maconi Setup Shop on that side of that truck. Anybody else that helped that 57 finish in 2nd here tonight?
Well, I mean, my family, number one, obviously, well, first and foremost, the good Lord up above. Without him, I wouldn't be able to um, have all the stuff that I got and have the talent that I've got to come out here and basically put on a show in any race that I do. So obviously, good Lord up above, my family, my wife, my dad, all my friends. And then obviously, McConey Setup Shop, the official setup shop for eNASCAR, McConey Entertainment, Nazar 360 Racing Network, all the sponsors that go in to putting that number 57 on the track, not only in the truck, but even in the official races in the Xfinity car and the next gen cars. So, I was just real happy to be here tonight. And like I said, I was just more scared about screwing somebody's race up than I was about getting second. But when that last restart came down and I was in fifth, I was like, you know what, racers mentality. We got to try to go for it, and we're just happy to bring it home one piece, come home second.
Yes, sir. Well, we appreciate you taking the time with us here tonight, Jake. I'll see you up here in the booth on Friday night. Great run out of that 57 here tonight. Wesley, that's the thoughts of the driver of the 57 machine of Jacob Reeves, but I believe you're catching up with the boss man himself, Brady LaBeouf in Victory Lane.
Well, he made it to the championship four in the inaugural season of the NASCAR Sim Racer Hub Truck Series. It took week 20 after winning on week 2 to finally lock that spot in. And tonight he will do it again very quickly before the run to the All-Star break. Brady LaBeouf from Louisiana, the NRE Power Systems entry, Mission 1 Esports 24 Chevrolet. Your take of this race at Homestead, strategy at its finest, because obviously it looked like it was going to become the Joey Doucette show. Your take of being here in Victory Lane and so quickly to advance to the playoffs.
Yeah, thank you, Wesley. Man, I felt like it was a great race all around, and I was going to be content with running top 10. Me and Kyle Hess talked about the strategy there at the end of stage 2, and he kind of did a different strategy than me, even though we're on the same team, and I was okay with that. But I just felt like the cautions there was going to be at least one more caution, and I didn't want to be snake bitten by pitting and getting a lap down, kind of like you saw Joey Doucette and Hunter Parsons and some of those other guys. So kind of took advantage of that, and I think I restarted seventh after we pitted and kind of fell back a little bit. It almost seemed like to 10th, but then kind of made some moves and kind of found a groove on that high line in 1 and 2 and was able to kind of stay up with those guys before I think Robbie and Nate had got into it with each other or whatnot and wrecked.
I think that's just the, if you will, the strategy and the climax of what this race was going to be like. Obviously, very clean, very respect given, respect earned. But and I don't even say this in the term down the stretch, aggressive driving, but definitely you could see where patience was gone. Brady LaBeouf, people were desperate to make what moves they needed to do to try to get into the payout window, and obviously you as well. You had to do what you had to do. There were one times you slammed off the outside safer barrier, working off of turn 4. We noticed a lot of drivers fishtailing coming off of that corner, but man, at the end, you did exactly what you needed to do to put yourself in victory lane.
Yeah, Homestead's not the easiest track. A lot of guys struggle here, including myself. For some reason, 1 and 2, I feel like I could run the bottom, the middle, the top, and I just got to figure it out. It's 3 and 4 where I struggle at personally. And then some other guys like Joey, Justin White, some of those guys, they just have it figured out. But I mean, overall, it was great racing. Yeah, I know we had some cautions, but you're going to have that. You're going to have that in racing. We got 40 guys that come out every single week. We can't always be perfect week in and week out, but I think we needed this race tonight because after Mortonsville, but I think the league did a great job. TJ did a great job admitting the race, and overall, we've seen everything throughout this whole entire race. It definitely, painted a picture for a story to tell at the end of it. But great job by everybody, and I mean, I'm so happy with coming out on top.
Final question, segue this into your sponsors as well, Brady LaBeouf. What does it mean to quickly make it into the playoffs and be having a chance to now for 2 years in a row to make a run for a championship?
Oh, I mean, this is what we work for, Wesley. It's 25, 26 week if you include the clash, the duels, the all-star race. It's just a grueling season that we do twice a year. But there's a reason why we have the entries we do. We love it, and that pressure's off of me. It's the All Star has a different format this season, so I don't have to worry about racing my way into there. I can be locked into that, and I think that's what you saw out of some of the other guys. The pressure's starting to build. We're on the back end of trying to make a run to get in the playoffs and the All Star race and all that. So the pressure's definitely building within the league.
Well, Brady, congratulations to us. The NRA Power Systems Mission 1 Esports entry in victory lane. And again, as he said, as we pack her up here tonight at Virtual Homestead, get ready for Dover next week. Eldora in 2 weeks for the 9 Points All-Star race. He has a clear mindset moving in to the home stretch of the schedule as Louisiana's Brady LaBeouf has moved in to the playoffs as well. Well, William Tiller, we got to wrap things up here, man. Your final take of this race and a fun time here tonight. Homestead did not disappoint. It had its share of, I don't want to say just riding and driving, but that's the strategy you got to do. The first get there at the end, you must first finish. We had some great racing at the finish of the race. The overtime really crazy for what happened to Joey Doucette, obviously getting mired by the caution that came out during the green flag pit strategy in stage 3. But when it's all said and done, Brady LaBeouf winning here at the ButtKicker 200. Always fun working with you, man. I'm glad to hear that you're doing better after having some medical issues the last month.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great joy to be back here in the SimRacerHub.com Truck Series, and I missed out on all these incredible finishes. We got another one here tonight, Wesley, especially with the effects of Joey Doucette slipping down the grid, as you mentioned there. But then we had that crazy finish there at the end with the Boss Man locks in his playoff spot there down the stretch. Cannot wait for Dover next week, but folks, make sure to tune in on Friday night in that Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series. That's going to kick off week number 2. Wesley, cannot wait for more action here on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network.
Yeah, man, the Cops Truck Series has really stepped up. Obviously, I saw some of the highlights of the wild race at Daytona in season number 7's Lid Lifter, and that's only the start. There's a lot of cool other things that are coming up on NASRA. And by the way, time always, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central, every event that we do for NASRA. On the NASRA 360 Racing Network, there's the podcast that Brady LaBeouf and Tyler Dittmer do on Thursday nights. I think they're working on a new Xfinity ARCA NASRA program on Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And, of course, the Sim Racer Hub Trucks on Monday, the Cops NASRA Truck Series on Friday. You can follow us always at NASRA Racing on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Keep up with everything going on with NASRARacing.com. Thanks again to Brady LaBeouf and Cody Dodd of the NASRA organization. J.R. Moore was the race director. Producer-director was Adam Flieger. For William Tiller, this is Wesley Outland. Thanks for joining us for the ButtKicker 200, and congratulations to Louisiana's Brady LaBeouf, making the winner tonight here at Homestead, locking himself for the second year to the playoffs. Be good to one another. I'll see you next week at Dover Motor Speedway.